And we are live, very late, but better late than never. Tonight, we talk about a two-tier justice system. We talk about a 18 years old bleeding out because police are incompetent in the UK. Let's react to so many things. So we shall start with articles you deemed important that sound and seem very interesting. Let's get into it. There we go. Let's get into it. So, what's going on with that, Dragon?
So, for people who don't know, because I've said I come out of Arches and Sargon's community of V, I've known about a lot of the UK violence for about going back to the grooming gang era. So, Starmer changed. So, the idea that the police system, and there was a two-tier system because the immigrants to the police, to the people who were being charged with Facebook posts, started about 2.5 years ago because there were the cases and the grooming gang scandals that got buried by the government that I'm sure like Tommy Robinson and the other stuff that I think there's a Glenn Beck thing. It's probably too long for Multi to react to. There's a part of it that talks about the history. They gave different sentencing guidelines for people who were convicted of SA and other things.
By the way, I'll just cut you off right now. Just look at that headline. Two-tier policing worries are a non-issue, Sir Keir
This
Starmer
was two
insists.
years ago.
It's hilarious.
The
It's
thing about this is,
I read that headline. I'm like, bruh, we just had the perfect example of a freaking two-tier justice system with Henry Nowak.
no, the guy got life in prison.
Well,
He's never been charged. They'll get to that. This is the way they actually tried to put the guidelines in, and
but
she's very.
let me say this: if he bled out like that, it's because he's white, and it's because the
I
guy with the
will.
knife that stabbed the white guy said the
I
white guy
this
is
where I'll
racist.
disagree. Details of the case are before we get to that. I disagree with it because the police video doesn't show it, but there's an issue in the training.
We are looking at articles, and right now I am laughing really hard at Keir Starmer.
No,
Like,
when they talk about a two tier, the thing about the UK changes in the potential two tier, why they say there's a two tier, that's because if someone's charged with PDF material or essay, the grooming gangs, the people were given light sentences compared to people who were getting like basically Facebook posts criticizing the government. The mother who said something, they were going to throw her in prison for 4 years, but they give one of the guys who was part of the grooming gangs only about 6 months in jail or probation. That's the problem, right? That's when they talk about the two-tier justice system.
and I mean, like, they jail people for tweets, but they let people that go stabby on others, like, almost like go.
The part, unless it's sheer murder, do you like adolescence, right? Is based upon the Somali kid who stabbed the girl. Yeah, that one. Not the white kid who was an incel. No, adolescence. That is based on that case, and it was around this time. Now, it's not like Nigel Farage has not been around for a while. He's just the one reform uses because there was widespread knife crime, other things. And
and
it's
and I will also add this, like, on the two-tier justice system, it's hilarious how in the UK paper spray is considered a weapon. You cannot carry a pistol, you cannot carry paper spray, you cannot carry blades, except if you're a Sikh and you have your ceremonial blade, then it's fine. So we got like I don't know what's the percent of like non-Sikh people there, but whatever the person is, we got that person of society that doesn't have any weapons, and then you have the Sikhs that can carry blades.
So here's how it actually is interesting because UK passed restrictions on knives being in public. There's the extreme cases of people carrying garden shears, and they think that's a weapon. Okay, but there's a big deal. What is it on podcast Lotus Eaters? One of the guys had to go buy new steak knives. They wouldn't allow him to buy steak knives if he didn't present an ID.
That's hilarious.
Now, it sounds weird, but due to knife stabbings, the UK government put a notice on knives being bought. Now, it's not something later that I'll show is from the public. They talk about banning all knives, which are like saying it. Like, I even heard this on podcasts. Lotus is like, just block even everyone from doing knives.
Finger crossed, they also blocked the freaking Sikh blade.
Here's the thing.
It's the West. It's not India. Stop having your dang knives. Like if you're the only people with weapons, that can turn really ugly for the others.
No, the problem itself is around this time period, especially this where this article was done. You had a lot of communities coming in. They would get machetes, and there would be machete crimes. So
in the UK,
yeah,
wow.
it's very notable about like there's parts of the UK that are for 2 years that have been 2 to 3 years. There's entire so O'Reilly was just talking about going to the UK because he just filmed something. He showed from a documentary coming up. One entire street for an entire block that was businesses 5 years ago, let's say 5 or 6, is all Muslim businesses now.
At least Muslims, they don't carry ceremonial blades.
No, they can't. They carry weapons.
They carry weapons.
There's the other parts where
there's other parts of the UK. How the West decide? Oh, some people can carry weapons.
Actually,
aren't we supposed to?
You want to know what it is? Because before you focus on the religious freedoms, because bear in mind the UK just banned Cenk Uygur and Hassan Piker from going there. They blamed it on Jewish in Israel telling them to do it. No, they banned. UK does travel bans on anybody who promotes extremism. Hassan Piker and Cenk Uygur by proxy, because he's related to Hassan Piker, got a travel ban, just as they did to Lauren Southern about a couple of years back. So you're talking about a place that's normal people. There is a tradition. They respect traditions, but the problem is the UK government is too slow to understand. Like, the UK is the originator of politically correct culture. They were the first to do it in the late 90s.
Because stupid. But I will say this before we continue. So when I read that headline with Keir Starmer, I laugh. That guy is a clown. Like Robo Starmer, like I cannot wait for him to get voted out. He is so disliked now. I cannot wait for it because now we can have actual leadership in the UK. Because right now, I just think that's a weak country that put to shame like the West because we got that guy that is in denial. He is in denial. This is what he is.
No, liberal, I believe it's liberal, they entirely voted their entire platform on opening up to minorities, open borders, potential, more acceptance. The problem is this goes back that you think UK is fine. UK is seeing a rampant resurgence in anti Semitism as well, just so people have an idea. There's only 5
In the
million.
West, that shouldn't
There's
be like that.
only 5
We
million.
we see that in the Middle East. The
So
Middle East
there's
has that
five.
kind of crap.
So
Why are we having that
for
in the
people to
West?
give an idea, in the UK, there's roughly about maybe 4 to 5 million Jewish people. There is for every non Jewish person who's of Muslim heritage or Arabic heritage, there's about 7 to 8.
Well,
And as of just a week or so ago, 3 Jewish ambulances that do ambulance services got attacked. The UK government, the news didn't talk about it. So
oh,
a lot of stuff has been going on in the UK worse because they're afraid, because they've let all these Muslims in. Not only are you having the rise in anti-Semitism, they've been letting in a bunch of migrants and a bunch of people for the last 5 years.
and there's
It's
no more
put
that
the,
social cohesion because a lot of these people they don't want to integrate. So anyway, do you want to scroll to the next article on that?
so
So we
this
can
is
move
an
on.
old article if you could find it. It's one of its 24. This was a year later in April when they were going to show uh got sentencing guidelines changed. She herself is still here in the UK, is still in the UK government. But the judges, this was in wake of the grooming gang scandal, which broke in 25 with weird sentencing guidelines, as I said. People were facing 4 to 5 years in prison or jail for tweets. But a person who does SA or part of the grooming gangs only gets like maybe 6 months to or less than a year.
And we are the West, folks.
Basically, uh, honestly, if I wished, I could have pulled stories. It's just
Like they were like in the last 3 years, we had 30 person per day getting jail for tweets and for like offensive comments and people not liking what someone else said.
so a lot of these articles you have to kind of look for because currently, because only see the UK has had this weird where some of these effects went into place because a lot of people remember the drunk autistic girl who did the "you look like my lesbian aunt" nearly arrested, that one. That was in the same timeline because a lot of these police departments are it's not that certain segments they're afraid to go into them. The so currently in France already has Sharia law communities. Amongst other protesters and other things they still have going on, the yellow vest riots still go on. The issue is they ceded sections of their country. They were one of the first. Germany, just as like the UK, they bury their immigrant attacks. Like I was telling Multi before we started, A Muslim man tried to do an honor killing on his wife by ramming a car into a business that she owned or worked at, then run in and take a machete to her. German media says man tries to drive car into building, then kill woman.
And they don't even mention, like,
We're missing context,
yeah,
aren't
there's
we?
no context.
You don't mention it was a Muslim man. Now, this is very common in Europe. Like they
In Canada
downplay.
as well. In Canada, they will even like twist it so it doesn't make the left look bad.
So it's kind of like so when Germany years ago took after Syria collapsed, a lot of Muslim migrants fled the Middle East towards Europe, like Greece, and through Turkey. Turkey didn't want them. They went to Europe. That's how a lot of the traditional Muslims in the Middle East are very different than the ones going to Europe. The ones fleeing are more radical. Now, this is very different. When you're talking about a migration system, Germany took them in. Every other day, it was someone yelling Allah Akbar once a week, taking an axe or attacking someone on a subway.
In the West, folks,
Germany was
that shouldn't be
this was
happening.
years this was
It's
years ago.
it's freaking Middle East crap happening in the West.
This was basically years ago, and Germany's response was the
So,
two
Dragon,
is so Germany's I just say Germany's response was to stop talking about it.
amazing. Try to pretend the issue doesn't exist.
Basically, you just want, and then around the same time in the UK, that's when you had the grooming gang scandals.
The West is so bright, right?
But well, no, the problem is, I've always said this is when you're dealing with parts of the world, you're dealing with. I talked to a guy, he was a professor in Portugal. This was around 2016. We basically, or prior, the West looks at the place. I always asked him, why is it hard to go talk to the places like the Middle East? You're dealing with a society that up until they hadn't really legalized women driving on their own, they were a modern society governed by 14 policies or histories of the 14 or 1500s.
So pause on your thoughts. There's a interesting comment. I'm not quite sure I understood it, so we will read it out loud. This time of day, it's got to be some foreign grifter ignoring the family's wishes to create a division for bank like a sociopath. I'm not quite sure I understand what you're trying to say. Do you have some help for me, Dragon? What's going on? What is he saying? There's a glitch in my system right now.
I don't. I would love to know the context of that.
Yeah, so I'm not sure.
Because something to the idea, like, no offense, if you could clarify what you say, like,
Yeah,
because I'll be very honest, I'm in the US and I've been grinding out Diablo 4, prepping to cover our midterms that just had massive stuff. The problem is, we aren't covering this as grifters. Me personally, he brought the story to me. Now, I don't know so the idea is I did this research on my own because I've already known some of it. I found the arrest footage, which we'll show. So, leading up to it, and I guess I'll prep it before we get into the arrest, is this was the story. Now, U.S. I remember this article. This thing.
18
I
years old student stabbed to death while celebrating end of first semester of college in England.
Yep.
It's it's sad. The guy didn't get to live a proper life, and he gets
So
stabby like that.
so here's the thing about this. This is aware uh we knew he got into an altercation, but this didn't escape containment. I remember this, but it's like one of those things. It was like a fart in the wind. It's like it gets out, but it got buried in the UK. Because for us, we've already seen this. Here's the thing about this. This was the headline. But in the UK, they didn't properly report on it. Which you might want to get to the, I would say do the second video first.
Okay,
Because
let's get into it.
I'll set the stage for this.
So this is the night before the accident.
This was the moments leading up to it, where he went out to go celebrate at a pub with his friends. He had slightly been drinking. Now,
But I
if you
don't
are,
think he's drunk, otherwise you would see it. I don't think he's drunk at that point.
here's the thing about the UK. The reason why they have so much CC footage, it's one of the most surveilled places. So
It,
he goes to a pub.
it's like a surveillance state at that point. They have so much cameras.
Well, for a while, London was the most surveilled city. It still is. And then you see him going out to he goes out slightly buzzed, but he's not drunk. Goes out, walks down the street. Now, he eventually goes to a convenience store.
And again, I don't think he's heavily intoxicated at that point.
So he was talking on his friends because the idea is the police didn't know this. This is like hindsight's 2020. He basically is socializing like with it, where eventually he goes down before going home. He goes by a convenience store where they were able to piece this together because it's the other. He filmed us talking and he shows the camera.
So that's Nowak. That's the victim.
So you see him leave. He goes down. At one point, he's walking back down the street. He runs into a man brandishing a dagger, but that's not what he got stabbed with. The ceremony. He didn't get stabbed. He got stabbed with another one. And then there's a guy. After this, he runs into him, holds the camera up to him, and asks him, "Are you a bad guy?" And then basically Digwa basically says, "Yes, I am." Tries to take the phone from him and chases him down like an animal and stabs him.
Well, I'll also say this: when someone admits they are a bad guy, the cage. I'm sorry, but put the person in a cage and throw away the key. They admit they're proud, they're dangerous.
And here's what came out later about Digwa. He basically has been famous around the neighborhood brandishing swords, long weaponry.
It's
Now,
crazy.
this is
You
what's
shouldn't be
scary.
labeled as that. Not in the West.
See, here's the scary part about a lot of it. The UK has all this surveillance technology, but they can't fix their crap.
They don't have leadership.
This is like what's so interesting about where London in the UK is. They have all this surveillance and they can recreate this stuff, but they somehow lose track of all their violent migrants, which is really funny.
They don't care. As long
Now,
as
the
the
thing about
the
this
the, the
man
dangerous
is
people stab people out, less people to worry about with the welfare state, you know?
so here's the thing about sheiks. Normally, sheiks have been opposite. They protect the communities from the Muslims because they were one of the first victims of the grooming gangs in the UK. So, guess what the response of the sheiks were?
I don't know.
Attack the Indians and the Muslims doing the grooming gangs because the
Wow.
government won't do shit.
Oh, that's something.
Look, welcome to
Wow.
the
When your government is so bad at policing people that people police themselves,
that the people.
is this the West, folks? Or are we back
And
in the
then
Middle
guess
Age?
what? Because the sheik started actually taking out the garbage, um, attacks on chic women, chic young
Wow.
girls kind of stopped
Wow.
because the chic men would track down the people doing it.
In the
And
UK? In the UK?
yes, they don't. There's a
No way.
lot of
I don't
stuff they
believe
don't
it.
talk about. There's a
I
lot
don't
of stuff
believe it.
there's a lot of stuff they haven't talked about. Like,
It
but
can't be possible. I'm sorry, Dragon, but they can't be that incompetent.
no, well, no, the police turned a blind eye to it.
Wow. Okay,
The
I see there
police
are
turned a
worse places
blind.
in
Okay,
Canada.
this
There are
brings
worse
up.
places in Canada
No,
now.
no, no, no. This brings into the whole grooming gang thing. The grooming gang scandal was buried by the government.
Yeah, this I knew, but I didn't know it was that bad. When people are running around doing justice for themselves.
Okay. So Sargon told a story the other day. Is one of his mates was walking through and happened to enter a Muslim neighborhood. A group of chic men guided him through the neighborhood to protect him. You rarely see that because this was when he accidentally strayed into a Muslim neighborhood that was known for violence. A group of sheik men guided him through till he got out.
Well, that was sad. So let's
So
get into the next clip. I don't know what to expect. There we go. Boom, boom, boom. So what are we watching, Dragon?
this is the okay. He was sentenced, and then people demanded the body cam footage. See, usually it's mostly an American thing, right? Where we demand body cam footage. This is the body cam footage released.
Okay. Well, this is interesting. So I did see parts of that.
Okay,
Let's get into
I
it.
will put in the queue the police response, but don't bring that up yet.
He keeps dropping side to side, so I'm just trying to keep him set up. He's got a mouthful of blood. I don't want him.
So what you see here, the man with a black hoodie, that's the guy who stabbed him. So he basically had chased him down the street, stabbed him, and I guess brought him to the house. There's the father, the mother, and the brother. There's probably supposed to be like the sister was probably there too, depending on his family. The mother's being got charged with trying to hide the weapon. Now,
If
He
they did that, it's because they thought they could get away with it.
So here's part of it. Let me say, a lot of this is he convinced. So the guy had like a turban. He tried to say it was under racism and being attacked. They let it play out. He said he jumped fences.
After
And
getting stabbed at least once or
they
twice.
didn't know he was stabbed. But this is where a lot of people were saying this was police incompetence, but it's also showing the effects of the police having difference. So just let it play. There you
And
go.
also, what I heard before I play, what I heard is the guy was stabbed 5 times, and before even calling the cops, he called like his mother, his uncle, his sister, or whatever, and the entire family was there before the cops were there. And what they told the cops is, "Oh, that's a racist guy that did racist things," and they didn't even bother questioning the validity of anything, and that's the R card. Therefore, we don't even take a look of what truly happened. They didn't even bother calling an ambulance, and yeah, let's play it. It's outrage. It's pure outrage.
He's jumped over these fences and stuff like that. And he's up
Move
here.
away, mate.
He's obviously he's fallen
Right.
from there and he slipped from there.
There's other shoes left over there, mate.
What's your name, mate? Huh? Has anyone been hurt other than him?
Yeah, me.
He's grabbed my brother. He's took my turban off. Started grabbing my head.
Are you
stuff like
injured?
that. Yeah, I've got swollen eye, little bruises.
Alright, just step back a little bit for
He
me.
tried
Okay.
to
Let's
Yeah.
let's just say he got a swollen eye. Is that a valid reason to stab 5 times someone? It's excessive use of force.
So again, that's what I go back and state. The court case, the officers were called basically because they were going to arrest the man. So I guess he didn't know. The cops, there is a little bit of procedure. Like they were going to arrest him for potential assault, whatever else. The family made this up. But like this idea is the cops are not, they don't question what happened because there is a police statement. The official police statement is there was 3 minutes. He had already been fatally stabbed in the chest deeply.
He had a punctured lung.
He was gone.
Yeah.
No doubt. It wasn't the 4 others. He could have probably survived the 4 others. But the stab to the chest was not obvious. But when they went back and they found, because right after they found out he was stabbed, it's the first responding just arrested the guy. It took him into custody. This has been the state of the UK police for a while. They didn't question anybody at the scene.
That's sad.
Well, when they investigated the scene, it was like 12 milliliters of blood was on the ground. Like
And
it
yet
looked
they
like
didn't call
a
a damn
murder
ambulance.
scene.
They didn't even bother calling an ambulance.
Yeah. So the thing is, in the US, usually when cops are called, yeah, you have the George Floyd thing. I can't breathe. That's kind of the meme that came out of this.
And
But-
by the way, you said I can't breathe. I heard Nowak said I can't breathe 9 times as he was collapsing and dying in front of the cops.
Well, there's the sign where they said he has constricting pupils, skin color. That's why you'll hear it in the woman, like the female officer, because after this they tried to it, but they at the time didn't know about the internal bleeding in the stab, the deep stab. Okay? They
Let's
didn't know about that.
let's play more.
Someone flag these down.
I'll be stabbed.
Right, let's get you out of there, shall we? Oh.
I was in bed asleep. Whenever we just find me up there, look, someone's attacked me.
I can't breathe.
Grab his other arm.
So I've just gone running, we only live
Blood,
on
blood.
St. Denny's Road.
So that's the victim slowly
What's happened to you,
dying.
right?
Been stabbed.
He
You've
didn't
been
know
stabbed?
he had been
Whereabouts?
stabbed and was internally
I don't
bleeding.
think you have, mate.
That's what, and then I'm like,
He said, I can't breathe. There's blood on the ground, as you said, and they still, like, handcuff him. At no points whatsoever we see the cops trying to handcuff the person with the knife that's still standing.
Well, that's
Again, two-tier justice system.
See, there is blood. The thing about this is what was released because he's going to say, I was stabbed. The one guy, maybe it's because of trading like it. You would have suspected if there was blood that looks like blood, that would be the case. Because if the wounds weren't obvious, he got like stabbed in the leg and other places. That's why I said this is not for the squeamish.
Let's play more of that. And again, it's not clear on the body cam, but at that point, the ends were pale because he was bleeding out and there was no longer the circulation needed for the coloring of the skin. So it's sad. It's very sad.
you've got nothing, I want to keep you up.
I think it's malpractice at that point.
Hand.
It would be if the cops.
Put the hand in the cuff, mate.
He's dying. He said, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. He said it again.
90 foot.
I can't breathe. Again.
Saying he's been stabbed, so
Where
let's
is it
just
you
check
think you've
him.
been stabbed? In the face?
So now we are like at least a minute into them seeing the victim. And the victim says, I can't breathe. And after a minute of the victim bleeding some help, this is when they decide, oh, let's look at if you got any injuries. It's upside down. It's ridiculous. It's insulting.
It's training. It's a training thing because the first officer saw it. The color of the skin should have been a sign, but this is the training. I asked a friend this. It would be the training of the officer, right? Are you sure to so like take like George Floyd's case where the famous I can't breathe line came from. He had basically chugged a speedball pill. So it was like to get it. He started going to cardiac arrest. The cops held him in a position that would have caused him to choke. And then there's the other part where the guy put it near his neck. They don't like the cops didn't believe him. That's why they got charged. Chauvin didn't commit murder. He committed more malpractice because he didn't check to see if George Floyd was choking. Like George Floyd would have probably eventually still died because he was a walking pharmaceutical factory prior, and it was just a speedball pill that finished him off. But where he slowly choked on his own saliva from the final, like trying to swallow it so he doesn't get a charge. This case is different because they didn't know he had been stabbed in the chest. He was like stabbed on the leg and other places.
And again, I think it's because they left it out in purpose, so they don't check there and the guy dies. I think there's something nefarious going on there.
In retrospective, They said that even the chiefs said it was up to 3 minutes before they found some of the stab wounds.
It's way too long. And I got like basic first aids because I am a security guard. And when someone turns white, you know there's something wrong. So again, I think there's heavy malpractice there. They should have seen the red dots, the red sign that something was wrong. So yeah, it's fascinating. It's sad.
Oh no, but we have to check, don't
Yeah,
we?
that's fine.
Right.
In the face.
Just get these to back off, get their details on that, and I'll keep hold of them.
Please, brother.
And it doesn't help he's wearing
Should we-
Keep
black.
you on your side, mate. You better retrieve then.
So again.
Saying to him, keeping him on his side. We were sat up when we had him here, but he didn't like it.
And here's the
What's your
weird
name, mate?
thing. He was entirely compliant when this was going on.
Well, yeah, no choice. He was dying. Like he was like his body was shutting down. Even
Well,
if
no.
he tried to resist, he wouldn't be able to do it.
Here's the
because
thing
his
what
lungs
you
were
see a lot
collapsing.
about the UK. This is where they talk about the policing is different now. He showed even people who show no resistance are getting massive force. Like this is about like 5 cops. A man's on the ground, compliant, and they're treating him as like he's gonna get up and attack them all.
Even if he wanted to, he wouldn't be able to because of his injuries.
They
It's
didn't know
it's
he was
crazy.
injured. The thing is, he's compliant. Now he's wearing black, which doesn't help if he got stabbed in the leg.
Yeah.
Because in the sentencing, it shows where talks kind of where he was stabbed. He was first stabbed in like the leg and in a couple of places, but they didn't know. He didn't realize he was stabbed in the chest.
That's so sad, really. Let's play more of that now.
At the moment, you are under arrest. That's for assault, so you do not have to say anything, may harm in defence. If you do not mention when questioned, someone will you later line of court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence, alright? You'll be sick, I think.
He cannot speak anymore. He is dying.
Well, this is where you're talking about the.
I think
That's
now
what you
he's
call it.
dead.
Yeah, we've got this male. He's
Just-
been beat up.
Oh, at last they decide to tell. Oh yeah, he's not moving. There's something wrong. Like we are like at least almost 2 minutes into that intervention, and this is when their red alarm bell are ringing. There's clearly a training issue and a malpractice there. Like
See, this is why even the police chief said that it's in the video right after this one, said there was 3 minutes. It's unacceptable because it didn't appear at the time.
it's sad.
And they released this footage only recently in response. Now, granted, they went to arrest the guy, the kid. The kid was handcuffed. Yeah, there's a lot of people who feel this was humiliating, but in the heat of the moment, they didn't think to check for it because there's a part where he says he was stabbed, and I goes, I don't think you were, mate.
I wish we had that on tape.
It's
because
in
that's
there.
so
It's in one of the
insulting.
back. If you go back and listen, it may talked over it.
Oh really?
Yeah,
That's sad.
it's where
aren't even reacting.
it looks.
He's not
weird.
been reacting. That's a sign he's dead. And that's the end of the clip. So I think this as very valid outrage. It's not a case of someone that's a long time substance user. It's a 18 years old that got stabbed for offending someone.
Well, the
And the
problem
cops
is
didn't do their job right.
it doesn't help that he's wearing black and it doesn't show blood immediately.
Yeah.
So the thing about this is you could find this, like, you have to do a little bit of digging to find the original. But
Yeah.
the thing about it is, like, he says, I was stabbed, and the cop made the. Let's go back. What is the.
So I guess now we show
Continue, right?
hear about the cops
It's right
be-
here.
You've been stabbed.
because
It's about right here. This is where
Yeah.
I said the officer was. Because I've been stabbed.
Whereabouts? I don't think you have, mate.
Look, that's what. And then I'm like, you've got nothing. I want to keep you up. Keep your...
Call this incompetence.
Hand.
you don't even take him seriously.
Oh, I can't breathe.
Put the hand in the cuff, mate.
That should be a sign already. If he can't breathe, take that seriously. Like, I get the client. I don't care of his state. If I hear him screaming, I can't breathe, I will take him seriously. And I'm a freaking security guard. Like, it's incompetence what's going on. These cops, they should all get fired.
Because it's a training issue. Because he says, I've been stabbed. They go, I'm sure you have, mate. Right? And he goes, I can't breathe. You should
believe all victims except if they are white and 18 years old.
That's the thing about it. That is where one of the cops screwed up. Where if you go to the next one is the police statement.
So let's get into the police statement because this footage of the body cam is just outrageous.
Yeah.
There we go.
Is an absolutely tragic case, and my sympathies are absolutely with Henry's family, his friends.
Oh, by the way, be prepared for the greatest PR. At least it makes it look magnificent. This is a good PR statement, but he also admits his own department fucked up.
And his loved ones. I want to apologise. I want to say that I am sorry that Henry couldn't be saved that night. I'm sorry that he was handcuffed and arrested in the moments before he lost consciousness. It's quite clear that officers didn't understand what had happened immediately. And that is some of the context I would ask people to understand.
Oh, understand. 18 years old died because my cops, they didn't listen to him saying, I can't breathe. They didn't wonder what happened. They just trusted the R word being said.
I think it's
Outrageous.
a training issue and a situation awareness.
It's not they have none. They don't know they don't know what's going on their own crime scene.
And there had been a delay from those who chose eventually to call them.
A delay is a fire.
It took them 3 minutes to realize he was dying, and he died.
No, he went unconscious at the scene.
But then he died. Like, when you're unconscious and you got a punctured lung, you're soon to die. So it took them 3 minutes to realize, oh, we have a dying person there. It's ridiculous. It's incompetent.
There were lies from Henry's killer in that 999 phone call, further lies from his killer as officers arrived on the scene. And despite Henry telling officers he'd been stabbed, it took them some minutes to realise what had really happened. But within 3 minutes of that...
3 minutes! And again, this is without counting, like, the time between, like, the family gathering around and, like, trying to hide the crime and then them calling the cops.
See, here's what he's talking about. So in the 999 call, that's their 911, he lied about the details of how it happened. So they only had the investigation to go off of once they got there. But they didn't bother to check the guy on the ground and took 3 minutes. Now, arguably, that's a procedure error.
A massive one.
So this is what they've been talking about in the UK in the last, because in 2025 we had the infamous autistic girl was arrested for saying a woman looks like my lesbian nana. Which you laugh, I saw that smirk. But she got arrested not for drunk and disorderly
For
because
offending someone.
because she offended the angry Karen cop.
That sounds like Canada, folks.
It was a story.
Is
And
it happening in the USA?
no, not yet.
Not yet.
Sadly, most of our cops don't do that. See, the problem is the PC culture. There's an argument to say the PC culture ruined the UK. But the police, this is the cheat. He goes over it because immediately after this was done, it got forwarded to the Federal Bureau to investigate police matters. Now, they only found some procedural errors. They should have checked if he was stabbed.
Sooner than 3 minutes in.
Yes.
I believe that should be like one of the first few things you get to look at. It's like basic instinct. It's basic like awareness of what you're dealing with. Anyway, I guess we can play more of that Pierre statement there. It's sad.
Engagement with Henry, they were giving him first aid. They'd taken the handcuffs off and they were giving him first aid.
It was too late when they did that.
What action is being taken in relation to the officers who handcuffed him?
We referred ourselves immediately to the Independent Office of Police Conduct the following day, and they've been independently investigating ever since. We are absolutely committed to acting on their findings. The officers are witnesses in that case. As I say, it's clear to me the circumstances were complex. For example, Henry...
It's not complex. You got an Indian that tried a racist, you believed him,
I
and
disagree
then
with a stick, but
you let a kid 18 years old bleed out because you thought he was a racist. This is what happened, folks. Let's play more of that, like trying to try to save or salvage the sinking boat. It's ridiculous.
the thing about it is the fatal wound was the deep chest wound. They couldn't have seen it. Even if they took
the wound.
He's gonna get in.
If they did proper inspection of the body, they would have.
That was fatal was deep and internal. The pathologist was clear in court that it would have been hard to find. The bleeding was inside Henry's body.
But that's no excuse for not listening to someone that screams, "I can't breathe." Then if you can't find, you must trust the victim. If you say believe that all victim, do it. He was a victim. He was dying.
There was nothing officers could have done that night to save him.
But that was despite Henry saying that he had been stabbed.
So Henry clearly says he's been stabbed, and it's quite clear that officers don't immediately understand that that's what's happened. Whilst he did have some injuries, that significant bleeding was internal. There was not a significant out of blood where Henry was.
Again, they didn't listen to the person. That's a prime example. Even Amy admits, they didn't listen to him. He said he was stabbed and we didn't listen.
Well, you forget the part where he says at that scene there was not a significant amount of blood. But when they went to the part,
but I got stabbed.
But when they went to the section of the street where there was where he got stabbed, there was 1,200 milliliters of blood. Okay,
that's a lot.
It looked like a murder scene because that's why he moved him to the house. Okay? Yeah. This guy thought he could get away with it. Really? He really thought he
The
could get
pathology
his family to get rid of it.
It's so wrong when you have someone that is so vile that stabs someone that thinks they can get away with it. He thinks that because you can bet some people did get away with that kind of stuff.
Well, no, there's a justice system in the UK now where the minorities think they have more rights than others, or they're not going to get charged. It creates an entitlement. That's what's weird about that arrest. He's like, well, it was just racism and he was jumping fences.
And again, we cannot speak of rule of law if it's rule for someone and something else for someone else. Like all of the lefties are like rule of law, rule of law. You're not even applying this crap yourself. It's people, man. People. Oh, let's play more of that now.
is clear that that fatal wound was deep and internal, the bleeding was internal, and yes, despite that, there was nothing that officers could have done to save Henry's life.
Does this case show evidence that officers can perhaps be biased when the race card is played?
So this case is about officers who have limited information, far less information than we have.
He is in denial of the R card. She asked a spot-on question and he dodges it because he knows it looks bad, but he doesn't give a crap because he's captured by freaking ideology.
No, I believe this is two. He gives a general statement. She is trying to say, was there the racial trading, or were they afraid to ask, was it a brown man that stabbed a white kid? That is a question. It's been within recent years they look at it, because the only really other time there's been an attack like on a non like brown person or like a Muslim person taking out another, it was that case, the Somali kid or whatever who attacked the people in the dance class that Adolescence is based on. That it happened once in a while. The cops bury the story of the attacks on the white population or the non-people, because it's not berries, but it's very clear that, yes, I've heard it's a case-by-case basis, but if you look at the footage, they should have checked. They didn't take it seriously that he was bleeding. Because the guy, they didn't see blood at the scene. Massive blood. They saw some because he did the stabbing elsewhere. Because remember, he tried to take the phone from the kid, chased the kid down like he was an animal, and stabbed him in the leg, like both legs. And then there wasn't a visible mark.
It's sad.
But they should have taken him seriously at that part.
It's massive malpractice. Now we shall add someone to the discussion. Welcome, Miss Sparkle. How are you today?
I'm fine. How are you? How do I look?
Doing great. It's a very sad discussion tonight.
Why,
Have you
what happened?
heard about Henry Nowak?
No. What happened?
So, long story short,
Mhm.
it's some 18 years old in the UK.
Okay.
He was having a great party night with his friends. He
Okay.
decided to stray away from the group, and he bumped into some Indian guy. And
Oh no.
he
Okay.
was joking around, and he
Mhm.
said, "Are you a bad guy?" And the Indian said, "Yes." And the Indian pulled
It's a
off.
sheep.
The Indian pulled off a knife and stabbed the kid. The kid tried to run away because in the
No,
UK,
he tried running away first.
Well, let me finish, Dragon. So
Okay.
the kid tried to run away, and he got stabbed again he got
What the fuck?
stabbed 5 times.
5 times?
Yeah, and
Where nobody saw this, or did anyone see it,
like
or what happened?
it's not quite over. So what's going on?
Okay.
The most outrageous thing in all of that is the
Mm.
cop response. I will get into it, and
Okay.
the fact that in the UK, Sikhs, because of religion, they can carry blades, but the rest of the people, they can't carry paper spray, they can't carry knives, they can't carry weapons at all. So
What? Are you serious?
yeah,
But no,
Sikhs,
but here's the
they
thing.
can carry
The
a weapon.
dagger,
Dragon, shut
sorry.
up. I will mute you. Sorry, Dragon, but I'm speaking right
What?
now, and then I will let you speak. But so in the UK, it's a jungle because again,
Yeah.
if it's religious, you can have a blade, but everyone else that's not religious cannot have blades. And that incident happened, and the outrageous thing,
Yeah.
so the guy got stabbed 5 times, and the final
He was
stab was in the
14.
lung.
Yeah.
18.
He was 18.
Yeah,
Mm.
it's like a kid. Like
Yeah,
you
he's a
barely
child,
have seen
basically.
anything.
Hmm.
So the final stab was in the lung, so it was almost cooked if they didn't intervene very fast. So what
Yeah.
happened? The Indian, instead of calling the cops right away, he
Yeah.
called mother, he called father, he called uncle.
Why?
Everyone gathered around to try to hide the crime. And then
Oh.
when they did that, when they were
Mm.
ready to see the cops, they then called the cops and they said some racist insulted me. You need to come. And when the cops came, the Indian removed his turban and he said, "Oh yeah, I got the swollen eye and it was self defense." And the
Mm.
cops, while the kids were still alive but dying,
What?
was
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
he was slowly dying. It was a slow death. Like he didn't die
Oh.
right away. He was dying, and basically the cops arrived and they were
Mm.
like, we will arrest the guy because he's a racist while he's bleeding out. And
What?
yeah, and what happened then is the kid, he was still kind of somewhat conscious when the cops arrived, and he said
Yeah.
9 times, not once, 9 times, "I can't breathe." The cops didn't listen, didn't
Oh
take
my
him
gosh.
seriously.
What the
The
fuck?
kid
Why?
said, "I got stabbed."
Yeah.
The cops still handcuffed him and didn't take him seriously. And
Was
then
he
at
bleeding?
some point, the
Yeah.
kid passed out.
Oh.
And then this is when they realized, oh, there's something wrong. He passed out.
God.
There's something
Yeah.
wrong.
That took them that long? That's awful.
So now you can speak, Dragon. What did you wanted to say so
So
eagerly?
the thing is, just not the correct. He was being arrested for assaulting the Sheik man,
Oh.
but they
Well, he got
claimed it
stabbed
was a
5 times.
racial incident too. But that's the problem.
No.
He
Mm.
was. Sparks, I'll explain it to you sometime. But like, long story short, is he
Mm.
was coming home from a celebration, slightly
Mm.
buzzed because you can drink when you're
Yeah.
18.
Yeah. I know about that. Yeah.
And then he met a man. There's a video that I couldn't find from his
Mm.
Snapchat. He asked if the guy was a bad man. He said, yeah,
Oh.
and this is a guy, he was notable around the neighborhood for
Yeah.
wielding a weapon. Now, he did have his ceremonial dagger, but that's not what he stabbed the kid with. He
What do you have?
stabbed the kid with another blade.
God.
And the
He,
average UK citizen doesn't have the right to carry
they
a damn
don't.
weapon.
And
But
here's the
because you're
thing.
Sikh, you can carry your blade.
Here's the thing about it. He pulled out a knife that was it was not small. He then was also seen days or weeks before
Mhm.
saber rattling in the street with like a short sword.
What?
Yes, you think I'm kidding?
No, I just
I've
don't
seen
understand
it.
why.
I've
It's so
seen it.
awful.
I'm like,
And then
bruh.
there's the parts where he was clearly known, but the idea
Mhm.
is the whole initial incident kicked off is he had it filmed. He was talking with his friends over Snapchat, showed the guy in the video, but it was presented in the court. He asked
Yeah.
if he was a bad man. He goes, yes. And then that's when he grabbed the phone. The kid broke free,
Yeah.
but he got stabbed or cut. And then he proceeded to chase him down like an animal.
That makes me sad. That's awful. So what's happening now, though?
He got sentenced. He
yeah,
basically got sentenced.
and
And the first time most of the UK learned about the sentencing after it was only until the sentencing happened. It's kind of snowballed into the whole reform. It's just another thing of
and the worst
migrant
than that,
attack.
the worst than that, let me say that, Dragon. The worst than that, what we told you happened in December, and the sentencing happened, like, I believe in May.
Yeah.
Late
And
May.
they only released the footage like in
Oh, they had footage of it?
recently.
So they had
They
the camera.
released the footage of the arrest footage.
Yeah.
So what did the Indian guy get though? What was his charges? What did he get?
21
Murder.
years, and
I'm
the
surprised.
mother got charged for hiding the blade because she was an accessory.
No, he
to,
got life.
Stabby.
No, he got life.
Oh, you got life? I thought that was 21 years. Oh, life.
No, he got
was...
23 to life.
Oh, amazing.
And then
in my
the
books,
mother's-
that kind of crime is so outrageous, I would throw away the key. I'm sorry, but like, let the person die in jail. Maybe don't execute the person, but like, let the person suffer.
Well, I don't think they have executions anymore in the UK, do they?
No, they don't.
I don't. Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah,
But
I don't know. I don't know how I feel.
So what we are doing right now, we react to a peer statement from the cops, and we will also cover other videos related to that. We will also cover a protest from two different angles that happened this week, and that's a protest because the UK is in really bad shape. They hate their government, and this happened. So that was like the perfect cocktail for cops to be chased around in the streets.
And they're dancing with the gays right now at a party.
I won't spoil some of the juicy parts of the protest, but this is what we are doing tonight. So, any question before we play the rest of the PR statement?
I got it. You did good. I got it.
Amazing.
Have now, who were lied to by Henry's killer on that call. Only one person is responsible for killing Henry, and that's the man who stabbed him that night.
And the cops that
man
didn't
lied
do
to
their
officers
job,
on the scene. And I have no doubt that that contributed to their not immediately understanding what had taken place. And as I say, nevertheless, within 3 minutes of being with Henry, they had realised, and they were starting to give him first aid.
Elon Musk has offered to fund a private prosecution against the police. Have you received any notice of...
Oh, really? Elon Musk is involved in this? Why? Why is Elon...
What?
Why is Elon Musk involved? How did he get involved in this?
I don't know. But I will say this. It took them 3 minutes to realize they had the dying kids in their arms.
Yeah.
That's outrage. Again, they didn't call the cops right away. So the fact that it took the cops 3 minutes to figure out they had a dying person in their hand is malpractice. And it was so bad, the kid hands were turning white.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So
why did they show up? So did someone call the cops out? Why did the I missed? Sorry, I missed. How the cops came.
So after the mother and everyone came around, he decided to call the cops to say, "Oh, a racist attacked me."
Oh, okay. Okay.
So in their eyes, in their head, when they came, they were dealing with a racist that attacked a Sikh.
Oh, so he told his mom and family members that showed up that they're dealing with the racist, or did they all came with that idea?
No, the family knew. The family knew what was going on.
Okay.
But when they called the cops, they said, "Oh yeah, that's some racist that attacked us."
God. Yeah. Okay.
So the family knew what was going on, and they tried to hide it, and they thought they could get away with it.
Why did he do it? And why did he do that in the first place? Just because he said he was bad? Or I don't understand. Is he crazy?
He was
I
on
don't.
edge. He was a dangerous person, and
Oh.
as Dragon said, he was carrying a blade, and he had altercation with other people in the past. So that's a true animal there. Like it's the perfect example of sometimes some people cannot integrate.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Crazy.
So let's
Now, how did
play.
Elon Musk get involved in this though? How
I
did he get
don't
involved?
know.
Oh, you don't know? Okay,
Dragon, do
okay.
you know?
So Elon Musk, basically, the story got out about the sentence and the verdict,
Yeah.
the sentencing and the verdict because of Twitter.
Oh, okay. So, okay. All right.
And then Elon Musk said he would raise money or help pay for legal defense.
Elon Musk is weird. He chooses. I don't understand how he chooses what he chooses to pick to. Oh.
It's weird what he finds on Twitter, but it blew
It's just weird
up
what he
on
chooses
Twitter.
to pay for, and like I don't know. It seems very random sometimes the stuff he chooses to pay for. But anyways, yeah.
Well, what did he choose to champion? So he was going to fund a lawsuit with the other, because there's the whole thing. That's where I said I disagree with Multi. They didn't know he was clearly stabbed because he was stabbed and then they moved where he was stabbed from. It was only afterwards they went back to where he was stabbed and found all the blood.
Okay.
So,
But still, when it takes you 3 minutes to realize you got a stabbing victim dying that had like white ends, you did something wrong.
Well, also he would have been like, wouldn't he have been breathing differently? Wouldn't there have been like?
Yeah. When you have a collapsing lung, you see it right away.
Yeah, so that's weird that they didn't notice it either. They were so focused on him being a racist. Okay, so I'm wondering if it's that one, like blind bias to them thinking, oh, he's a racist.
No,
yeah,
no, he was being arrested on assault. They just straight up were getting him handcuffed to take him to the station to be arrested for assault. That's the problem. And they didn't bother to check. He said, I've been stabbed.
You know what? The Dragon, bring back the body cam. We will play the body cam, but we won't speak. We will just show the body cam.
Yeah, show me. But all I'm seeing is blue right now. Is that what I'm supposed to be seeing?
So we won't say anything. We'll just play the body cam. So what was your question before we play the body cam?
Did I cut out when I was talking?
Yeah.
Okay, so what I was saying was I'm wondering if it was just like, because there's like people like hitting punch a Nazi, whatever, if their hatred towards racist blinded them from like even paying attention to the kid at all.
Yeah. In their head, when they were called, it was a racist that attacked some Indian.
Yeah, so that's probably what they're thinking, like, because I know that people like absolutely hate racists that they'll even like punch, like, get away with, like, if they think you're racist, they can get away with anything.
So now let's play the body cam footage. We won't pause it because we already covered and reacted to it. So it's for the Sparkle to see the body cam. So there we go.
My dad's talking about that. He keeps dropping side to side, so I'm just trying to keep him set up. He's got a mouthful of blood. I don't want him.
He was on the bin on the other side of this gate.
He's jumped over these fences and stuff like that. And he's up
Move
here.
away, mate.
He's obviously fallen from there and he slipped from there.
There's other shoes left over there, mate.
What's your name, mate? Huh? Has anyone been hurt other than him?
Yeah, me.
He's grabbed my brother. He's took my turban off. Started grabbing my head.
Are you injured?
Yeah, I've got swollen eye, a little bruise.
Alright, just step back a little bit for me. Someone flag these down.
Got this stud.
Right, let's get you out of there, shall we?
I was in bed asleep. My neighbour just found me up there.
I can't breathe.
Grab his other arm. What's happened to you, alright?
Been stabbed.
You've been stabbed? Whereabouts? Don't think you have, mate. Hand.
I can't breathe.
Put the hand in the cuff, mate.
This is like
can't breathe.
times this has happened to us. We've been walking, we parked multiple times we've had people racist
90 foot.
attacks, nothing happened.
Saying he's been stabbed, so
Where
let's
do you
just
think
check
you've
him.
been stabbed? In the face? Oh no, but we have to check, don't we?
No.
In the face?
Just get these to back off, get their details on that, and I'll keep hold of him.
Please, brother, I can't breathe.
Should we
Right, keep you on your side, mate. You better retrieve then.
So go.
Saying to him, keeping him on his side. We were sat up when we had him here, but he didn't like it. What's your name, mate? At the moment, you are under arrest. That's for assault, so you do not have to say anything, may harm in defence. If you do not mention when questioned, it's up to which you later rely in court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence, alright? It's going to be sick, I think. So I just want you to call it.
Yeah, we've got this male. He's been beat up. Are we able to get an ambulance, please?
His pupils aren't even reacting.
So you have seen it.
Mm-hmm.
You're a mother. What did you think of what you've
I know
seen?
my son just turned 17 too. I've been freaking it makes me mad. He said he was stabbed like multiple times. They barely looked, and all they kept saying was that he's a racist. And then that stinking dude saying he got hit right here, and that the guy who stabbed him?
Yeah. And what did he say like 9 times? I can't breathe.
Yeah, and then he passes out, and then they're like, they barely like, and I don't know, it really upset me.
When the girl said we need an ambulance, they were 3 minutes into the intervention. He was already gone because again the cops were not right away called.
Yeah, and then they were like,
it took them 3 minutes to realize there was something wrong. Yeah.
Obsessive putting him in the handcuffs too bothered me, and then like they just didn't care. And that guy's like, he's a racist. He's a racist in the back. All those cops are there, and they're not even doing anything. It's crazy you didn't see anywhere where he was stabbed with the blood.
Because they moved
it's
him.
cold there, so maybe because of all the jackets.
They moved him.
They moved him, yeah.
He was stabbed elsewhere, and they took him and carried him to their property because he was stabbed elsewhere. So it doesn't help that the judge does like there's something else. So there's a part of it that so this is the weird thing in this case. I believe it's a matter of training. They didn't take him seriously that he was stabbed and he can't breathe because he was initially called out. They were initially called out because he was assaulted. They told the cops they were assaulted by a racist white kid.
Yeah.
Or it was because he was Indian. Now
and his hands were white. It's not normal. I have basic first aid and I see someone that turns white. I don't question what's going on. I call the ambulance.
Yeah, why didn't they call? I guess I do wonder if it might be with because he wasn't like breathing really, really hard, and he was saying that he was, but he kept saying, I don't know why they didn't just call the ambulance or that. Would he have lived if they called the ambulance? Did they say that?
At that point, I doubt it because again, his lung was punctured. So I think if he got medical attention very fast, right after, like if they didn't move him and they called the ambulance and the cops right away, I do think he could have been saved.
That's what I was wondering. Yeah.
I think when the cops arrived, it was a matter of seconds before it was beyond saving, and their malpractice put the nail on the coffin. I think it could have been saved if they were called at the right time. but they were not, and they didn't take it seriously. And the moment he passed out and they called the ambulance, it was way too late. Again, I think if they called an ambulance the moment they arrived, I think maybe they could have saved him with like massive surgery and that kind of stuff. Maybe. But the way they waited 3 minutes to realize there was something wrong, it was too late. It was too late. It's sad.
It is
18
sad.
years old. It's a little bit older than my younger brother.
So they said that the shoe was over there and he jumped the fence. Did he jump the fence to try to get away from the guy?
Yeah.
Is there any? That's crazy, man.
And again, it was chased around like an animal. That was some hunting game for the Sikh with the knife.
So the problem was there was a delay on the guy calling the cops to get there.
Yeah.
And then there was the cops took too long. That's why the police guys, like, they weren't situationally aware, I guess.
And I guess, I don't know. Like, I'm trying to think of, like, I messaged somebody who's a cop to ask him my opinion, but trying to think of, like, I don't know. I didn't from the camera. I didn't see any. I don't know. I feel kind of like that would be a hard situation as a cop, especially when you're getting this other dude behind you, like saying over and over, "He's a racist. He's not stabbed. He's not stabbed," and that's the person that actually called and like made it like they were the victim.
I think that was stupid. I think one of the biggest mistakes they had was not believing the victim, and I said it. Believe all victim until that's a white male, 18 years old. Then you stop believing.
Well, they didn't know he was a victim because the murderer called them and said it made it like he was. Yeah. So that's the other thing. I was like, but that's so sad. It's not the worst one I've ever seen. The worst one that like made me start bawling was this little not it wasn't little. He was like in college. A black kid got beat up and was like calling for his mom and got killed. That video was horrible.
That's sad.
Yeah.
So
he was like, "Mom, please."
Now,
he died.
Now we will continue the interview there.
These are private matters for the family and fathers. What I'd say, we were absolutely open to any.
What?
Who is this guy?
So he's like the chief of police. That was
the
statement.
Well, why are they interviewing him like here? Like, where are they interviewing him? I don't understand. So he's the chief of police.
It became a very big issue because it highlighted a two-tier justice system.
Yeah, I get that, but I mean, like, where are they interviewing him at? Why does it look like they're at a park? That's one thing. It just looks weird for a place to interview a serious topic like this. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I can
good
see
PR. It's just a better PR thing because
they have to save face. I think they can.
Yeah, but okay,
but they're trying.
It makes it worse for me. I'm like, okay.
They tried to save face, but I think they can't. But
did the cops get fired at all? Do you know anything about that?
I think one of the 4 cops got fired, but not everyone got backlash. I think only one of them got consequence.
Probably the dude probably the main guy that was involved.
Yeah, probably the one that handcuffed him, or the one that said, "No, you didn't get stabbed," and obviously did. But I think we should have bigger backlash on everyone, at least suspension, at least showcase that if you don't treat the clients right, there's consequence. I think there was massive bad malpractice.
Yeah, what you're saying.
Any challenge or scrutiny that must come. Policing must be transparent. Policing must be open. All I ask is that people consider all of the facts in the case.
Now on the blade itself, is it appropriate or legal for a 21 centimetre bladed cap and knife to be carried in public?
So I think we should be clear that Henry's killer is charged with possession of an offensive weapon in relation.
How big is that? I'm really bad at metrics.
Look it up.
Okay, you guys.
What did they say?
23 something. I don't remember now. I lost it. It's gone.
That's an 8-inch blade. That's an 8-inch knife.
Okay, I can picture that.
My.
Okay.
That's big.
That's
That's what she said.
so
Sorry, it was
21.
appropriate.
So if you take into account that's 8 inch, so it was a total of an 8-inch blade.
That's
Okay.
almost a foot.
It's an 8-inch total blade knife.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you're like talking what? 4, 5
Dang.
inches? Yeah.
So
No, no, you
let's
don't
see.
go from 4 to 5. Okay, now never mind. Okay, just play. Watch this. I'm gonna look this up.
They can carry that because they are
Mm.
Sikh, and
No.
the non-Sikh people can't even carry pepper spray.
No, they can.
God.
No,
It's
Sikh people
ridiculous.
can carry a ceremonial knife.
No, they
He-
banned pepper spray in my area too, though. Isn't that crazy? You can't carry pepper spray in my area anymore. And we have a
But
lot of like
I
essays going on.
assume you guys don't let Sikh walking around with knives, hopefully.
No,
No, but we
okay,
let
so they
teenage
can
girls get
carry.
R-worded not that far from me. It was so
Wow.
messed up. She was standing
And
at a
they
bus
banned
stop.
paper spray? Are you kidding
Yeah,
me?
yeah, they did. But she was standing at a bus stop. This guy came up to her and he had a bike and he was talking to her. And there was another woman there, like my age, and he was like, "Go in the woods with me." And she was scared, so she went in the woods with him. And the woman just didn't intervene. If it was me and I heard like this man try to convince this girl to go in the woods, and she was like, "No," and she was scared. And well, he did it.
Of
He
course.
R-worded her in the woods. She was screaming and everything. They come back out, and he got away. And the woman
Wow.
was like, "I didn't know what was happening." Oh, if it was me, I can't believe that chick. She pissed me off more than but they let him out too right after he did it, and he already had 17 charges.
So
Yeah.
here's the thing in the UK. There's a ceremonial dagger that's only for ornamentation they can wear.
By the way, Canada, they can carry that as well. And just like
Oh,
the
they can?
UK, we can't carry pepper spray, we can't carry any weapons, but if we are Sikh, we can have knives.
So here's like where he carried this other blade on him just somewhere else or inside another pocket or something. So
This is what happens when the so-called liberals are in charge. Rule of law doesn't apply anymore. It's like rule of religion.
So here's the thing, and normally Sikhs are not, you don't have a lot of violence out of Sikh communities.
What's a Sikh community?
It's the Indian with the ceremonial knives.
Sikhs.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Okay,
I'll explain to you there.
It's like I think it's SHIK, I think.
I see.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, I still don't. I'll look
They
up later.
basically Sikh communities oppose the Muslim communities.
And there's also like the Punjabi, but the Punjabi, I don't think they carry knives. It's like another type of Indian. And there's also the Khalistanis that are like independents from some parts of India. It's like there's like 3 different tribes of Indian. I'm the Indian specialist here.
This case. The law in general on the carrying of Kirpans is clear, and the law in general in terms of offensive weapons has been strengthened very recently. So I think that is the important position. You know, there is a charge for Henry's killer in relation to possession of a defensive weapon.
And is your police force going to engage with the Sikh community to raise awareness of all of this as well and provide guidance on all of this?
So we pride ourselves in the way we engage with all communities, and we have been engaged with this community since this happened, as we have with the university community where Henry came from and the wider community of Southampton. And in that engagement, of course, we cover all issues that might be relevant, including the law.
But when are you banning these blades?
Yeah.
I mean, you guys don't want your people to carry pepper spray, but you let them carry knives. Upside down, folks. Upside down. I guess it's very pear-like.
It's clown world.
Yeah, it's liberal world.
Yeah, it's insane. He has a goofy face.
I really
Come on, he
want
kind
to
of
be
looks like a
clear
goblin.
how
doesn't
sorry
he?
I am that
Goblin
Henry
man.
couldn't be saved that night, that he was arrested and handcuffed before he lost consciousness. Henry was the victim of this crime, and the fact that officers took several minutes to realise what had happened and to start to give Henry a first aid is something that I deeply regret. But
Even Amy admits, like, I
Oh,
guess
he
screwed
admitted
up.
to it. Those cops are fucked that in the lawsuit that he submitted that. He admitted that's crazy.
That's your boss, folks. Fire them all,
Oh,
except the girls. I think the girl is the only one that should keep her job because she's the only one that actually realized maybe we should call the ambulance. You
that's
fire
insane.
all of
Yeah,
the
you're right.
4 others.
Actually, you're right though. The chick was the only one that kept questioning stuff. Like she kept trying to say, like, and that one dude cop wouldn't let her do anything.
She's the only one that had common sense.
Which is crazy because women be tripping usually over there.
Yeah. That would be the first one that say you lie. It's not an attack.
Yeah,
You didn't
that's
get
pretty
stabbed.
sad. That's crazy.
They were operating with far less information than we have now, on the basis of lies, with a wound that was deep and
Even there, his hands were white.
Yeah.
And they didn't believe him when he said I can't breathe 9 times. When he said I got stabbed.
Sorry, I was just thinking of George Floyd. I don't know why. That's horrible. But yeah.
I feel like it's far worse because I heard so many other things about George Floyd, all about like he was also a substance user that
He was on
an
fentanyl
addict.
when it happened. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fentanyl's really activated. Yeah.
That's your
But no, it's
target
just
on the
because I
left.
can't breathe.
He couldn't breathe because of the cops.
He was
couldn't breathe
dying
because
from the
of
fentanyl. Yeah, no. The guy who smacked a pregnant woman in the face with a gun to rob her for her rent money, and then
And they
he
burned
also
down
punched
cities
the
and
old
they
woman.
robbed stores for the guy.
Oh God, I know. Too.
internal, and where the bleeding, that significant bleeding, was not and could not have been immediately obvious to them, and where the pathologist has been clear that there's nothing they could have done that night that would have saved Henry's life.
That's a lie. So again, what I said, I will repeat what I said. If they called the ambulance right away, maybe they could have saved him. But the fact that it took them 3 minutes to realize maybe we should call the ambulance, it was too late.
I know. I don't know. I don't understand.
From the get-go, they should have. Would this call to the ambulance earlier would have saved Henry? I don't know, because again, it took him 3 minutes to pass out, and usually when you pass out, it's too late.
The attacker, the guy who reported the incident, also delayed the call, so that didn't help him at all.
Yeah. At least he's in jail, well deserved. So I think
hopefully something happens in jail.
Yeah, some tasty vengeance. So Dragon, I will ask you this: do you have other clips after that interview that you showed?
Dragon Man's Gate. Hey, I put you guys in my clip video I put on my channel. Did you guys know that? You're right in the beginning.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's where you're like, hey, Miss Sparkles, and then I put him in it. He's in it, and he's like, yeah, I put you guys in my clip video. Yeah.
So, Dragon, next video, do you have something else, or we move to the protest?
Oh, there's protests? For whose side?
So basically, the protest is more complicated. So what's going on in the UK? People are angry. They hate Keir Starmer, and that just added fuel to the fire. And there was a big protest that I won't spoil, but like there was a lot of things going on.
You mean you're gonna wait to go over the sentencing that has actually triggered it?
Yeah, let's go to the sentencing. Do you have footage? Do you have article?
I already have it.
Okay, so bring the sentencing thing.
Sure. Turn on my light. Echo, turn on light. Make it brighter.
Dragon.
It's up.
Oh. It's there.
Dark.
Oh, there we go. Nice. You're right.
Okay, what is this? Wait, we're reading this.
So that's the sentencing. So
I can send this to you. You could bring this up on your end if you wish.
No, that's perfect like that. So this honors Judge William Musley Casey, honorary recorder of Southampton and recent judge.
This is court papers? This is how they do their court papers? Oh, that's weird. Okay, it's different. Okay,
this is UK.
So
Do you want me to read it?
Do you want let her read? She might.
Yeah,
Okay.
read it, Miss
Okay.
Sparkle.
Okay. Number one. Stand up, please. Henry Nowak. Why do they tell him stand up? Nowak, aged 18, died on March 12th, 2025. Why did the cop camera say different time? He was much loved and kind, hardworking, ambitious young man, devoted to his family with a bright future. He was the first student of Southampton University, the first in his family to go to university. Aww. And he was careful and principled and full of humor, warmth, and promise. Two, Vikram Digwa, horrible fucking name. Dikram. Dikram. Okay. Murdered him. By doing so, you robbed him of all those he loved, all the things. What'd you do?
I'm just moving.
Spoil it down. You didn't let me finish it.
Yeah,
I didn't move it down. I just was recentering it. So
what? Oh, I see now. Okay, sorry. Okay, you're right. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm retarded. So, all the things he loved about all those he loved, all the things he cared about and liked to do. He would have been expected to live a long, hopeful, happy, and fulfilling life. You have brought misery and a lifetime of loss upon his family and great sadness to everyone who knew him. Three, you are 23 in December 2025. You were 22 and have no previous convictions. You may sit down for now. What are these papers? I don't understand. Okay.
So it's basically the court transcript.
I don't understand the way they write their stuff, but Mark Henry's family has described the devastation the lifelong impact of Henry's death on him and the whole family. He speaks of horror of losing his son in such violent circumstances, the trauma of identifying his body, and the lasting torment of imagining Henry's final moments. He describes the overwhelming grief, guilt, helplessness, and pain of seeing Henry's mother, sibling, and wider family broken by the loss. Mr. Nowak says that the family has effectively been giving a life sentence with the pain. Yeah, I get it. Affecting every aspect of their life. You can scroll up a little bit. And every significant family occasion, and that nothing will ever fill that permanent void left in Henry's death. I mean, Lucy
Ross.
Yeah, I don't know why I kept wanting to say Lewis. Lucy Ross, Henry's mother, has described the profound and enduring impact of his death upon the family, and she recalls the devastating moment she was told of his death and the anguish of having to tell Henry's elderly grandparents. She describes the continuing grief and suffering by the family, including Henry's sister Olivia, who has lost not only her brother but her best friend, and says that the profound and lasting effects of this loss is something that they will carry for the rest of their lives. Number 6, Olivia Nowak, the sister of Henry, describes a relationship of exceptional closeness, in which her brother was not only a sibling but her closest companion and a central part of their daily lives. His death has, in her words, caused her world to fall apart. She recounts the profound shock and trauma of being informed of her brother's death and continuing anguish associated with identifying him and attending his funeral and confronting the many firsts without him, his birth, Christmas, and other significant family occasions. That doesn't make sense. But okay, the impact upon her life has been profound and enduring. Her home, once a place of comfort, now a constant reminder of his absence. She describes the effect on her ability to work due to the persistent grief and intrusive thoughts upon the circumstance of his death. She also carries an additional emotional burden as the eldest sister, striving to support her younger brothers and sisters through their grief while recognizing that she is powerless to remove the pain. How many pages? It was like 10. Maybe we should read all of it.
So I think we read enough because
I was gonna say,
it's like 10 page. So
yeah, look at that.
I
See, this is where here's where you get. Well, I guess I'll scan down. So you got the family permit.
Yeah.
See, this is here. This is the statement of the crime.
Yeah. Do you want to read this? Thursday?
yeah, I guess now I will let Dragon read that one because
Fine.
he
You read
did
it.
great work.
Not long
with
after
Sparkle.
11
You did great.
p.m. Not long after 11 p.m. on 12. I thought this was in December.
I know that's
Weird.
what I thought. That's what the
Oh
camera
no,
said.
no, it is 12. No,
Yeah.
see what they do is they do
Oh,
day
yeah.
month.
December 3rd.
Yeah. So it looked like
2025.
December to me. Yeah, but that's
That's
right. I
They
forgot.
use
Yeah.
they use day, month, year.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You're right. Okay.
Henry Nowak was walking back to his university accommodation in Portswood, Southampton. After an evening out, his route took him north along Belmont Road, which he was approaching a junction of St. Denis Road, where you lived with your family. Henry was not drunk, but may have been affected a little by the alcohol he was consumed over the previous hours. He was not a regular drinker and did not generally drink excessive. His blood alcohol at the time of his death was below the legal limit for driving. He was alone and unarmed. You happened to walk along and it was chance meeting. You were sober, carrying a large Sikh blade attached to a belt over the outside of your clothing. It is a strict requirement to have It is a strict requirement of the Sikh faith to have a knife. It's called a kirpan.
Why?
Now, there's a part to this
Because he's Sikh.
at all times.
Thank you.
Now, some wear a pendant. There's some that will wear a pendant versus the one, which there's more to.
Why are they always prepared for battle? I don't understand. Are they just like
it's
why?
There's more. I can do that. Yeah. Generally, this is a small knife. There's a small, like little curly blade knife. It's
He
not
carried
straight
two
edge.
blades, Dragon.
But why does he have that? Why is it part of the religion to carry a blade at all? I don't understand. What are they doing?
I'm with you, Sparkle, but like this is the UK.
So you have
and this is being progressive, folks.
No,
you
okay.
let parts of the society carry weapons.
What religion is this?
It's Sikh, the Indian.
Say it again.
So basically, it's a ceremonial carried under their thing.
Yeah.
That's usually it's worn. It's a dull blade.
It's stupid. I don't like it at all. Even dull blades can stab. I know.
Fine. Generally, it's a small knife hidden from view, but often the length of a cord.
What?
But often on a length of a cord around your neck. You had it, but in addition, you had a large dagger in a sheath.
Yeah.
You are a member of the Order of Sikhs called the Knight Nihang, who see that's where mine you have a tradition of having a second knife or a kirpan, which is often fully visible. That's the
and
one
it's crazy. They can carry two of these while the folks can't even have paper spray.
Believing that the guru will look favorably upon that. You observe that tradition in your life every day at work and in public. It is not a strict requirement. You bore it out of the fact whether your brother, nor your father arrived on the scene after you had stabbed Henry. You were so dressed. Henry were so dressed. According to Professor Gurnam Singh, professor of sociology, is an expert in the field.
If it's Singh, it's Indian, folks.
Over the last 30 years, there's been a trend towards younger wearing kirpans with pride and a desire to express their cultural.
So it's a younger trend. That means it's not religious. Then that's stupid. That's dumb.
He is religious, but it's hard to really tell.
Yeah,
They
but if
see
it's
it
a
as an act of
trend-
resistance. Being they see it as being denied the ability otherwise to display their identity.
Mm-hmm.
Now that brings into a point of how open they are. The privilege extended to practicing sheiks is allowed to be in public with a bladed article, particularly in respect to the larger dagger, a highly dangerous weapon, which is easily accessible to the wearer, which brings it huge responsibility.
Pause here. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And I'll also add this. He did drink. So I don't know if you guys knew it, but when you drink alcohol and you bleed out faster because
Oh
it's like
yeah.
it's not good. It's like I can't remember the exact explanation, but alcohol does impact the bleeding. Like you can have a small cut and it will bleed a lot
That's
before
why
it
they
will
tell you not to
stop.
get tattoos when you're drinking.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Got it right.
Yeah.
So again, I think it was a aggravating factor. So maybe jump later because now I think we had a great moment where the family was involved, and yet only the
Yeah.
mother also got sentenced to something. And I feel like the entire family should be. Well, you keep the monster in jail and you throw away the key.
Well,
The
they're
mother,
talking
you
about
also jail her, and
or
you know what
deport.
you do with the others? You
What?
deport them.
Yeah.
So
That's a good idea. Yeah. Get them out of here.
So you jail the two criminals that are the worst, and you
Mhm.
deport the rest. You
What
don't
the hell
want
the
them
mom?
in your country.
What'd the mom do?
She hid the blade before the cops
Oh, what a
came.
whore. Yeah. Mom.
So basically, it goes on to say,
Mhm.
uh, it is fundamental see, this is where people don't, in Sikhism, that any kirpan is a symbol worn of religious and never carried out for an offensive purpose. The
Okay.
legal approach to carrying such a knife as a long blade does not exceed 9 inches.
Well, it didn't though. It said it was 8.
It was 8.
Yeah, so it was an inch.
It's still too
almost
long. I mean, it's a
longer
knife.
than the
That's a
average penis.
pretty.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
In having an offense, having a bladed article will not be prosecuted. There has been an accomplice in the possession of these circumstances. That's the mother.
The mother.
For there, the blade will not be on display either under the clothing or alternatively in a sheath for both. Because under it, he should have. It's religious, but you're not supposed to use it in an offense. In other words, only use it if necessary. Like, should be offensively, which it brings in that they haven't. In Belmont Road, you and Henry passed each other. You claimed he deliberately barged into you. I'm sure that was one of your many lies you have told or repeated since it happened. Because there was actually a jailhouse confession of this someone got from an insider. There's it was a case because I do remember that. That's a lot of stuff's coming out. Because he walked up and then he stood in front of Henry and asked, that was the film, "Are you a bad guy?" And he goes, "Yes, I am." Then he proceeded to grab Henry's phone.
I wonder why he asked him that. I wonder why that popped in his head. I wonder
When you're
why.
drunk, you're stupid. And you was
Well, I
like
know that, but I
18
mean,
years
I just
old.
think it has to be like. I wonder what made him might think that.
Well,
Like,
you're also having
maybe he was joking.
yeah, maybe I were joking, but I mean, I wonder why. I wonder why.
Yeah.
You also had an Indian guy with a large blade clearly around your body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he was drunk. He
That
probably
was
didn't see it,
stupid.
and it was dark.
When you're 18, you do stupid crap.
Yeah,
So here's
true,
the thing
yeah.
in the UK. UK has a high knife crime rate anyways.
Because they let the Sikh walk around with knives.
No, he lets anybody walk around. A lot of people with knives and things. But like you see a person with a knife, I guess if you're slightly inebriated or drunk, it's not enough to affect it. Are you dangerous? I guess that's the
I'm
assessment.
dangerous. I'm dangerous all the time.
Okay, he said Henry perhaps made a comment. However, the interaction between you both made a comment asking if you were a bad man.
Yeah.
He was filming you on his phone.
Oh, he filmed that?
This was a video. He was talking to his friends on Snapchat.
Oh, so they have
in
that
his
tape.
voice was
Okay.
the tone of his voice was not aggressive or threatening, but it turned out a tragic error in judgment.
It was a playful thing that shouldn't be one.
Yeah.
It is a reasonable conclusion that the comment was because he had seen the large knife, the large sheathed dagger, and 18, and that would have been a very unusual thing for an 18-year-old student and non-Sikh.
That's true.
You moved towards him and told him you were a bad man.
Yeah.
This was the response, I believe, of someone who thought being disrespected, made worse by the perceived intrusion of being filmed. By the way, this man had been previously filmed by neighbors and others saber rattling and brandishing weapons in the neighborhood.
Okay.
You were not frightened and grabbed his phone, removing it from him. The exact moments were immediately followed and only witnessed by Henry and you.
Yeah.
However, it was not unreasonable to conclude that would have wanted his phone back. You committed assault on him.
I think we get the gist of it. So that was a great reading. Do you have the conclusion, like the last paragraph or the last 2-3 paragraph?
Yeah.
One of the bigger ones was, this is the part, I guess, the attack, right?
Stabbed him in the chest.
This is why they didn't find the wounds, basically. Several layers of clothing demonstrated by multiple slits in his top. Catching his lung and cutting an important vein behind the collarbone. That was a depth of 8 centimeters from the skin flowing into his chest cavity. That's the one they didn't catch.
That was the worst.
That's where, after he was immediate and we do not know how long, the pathologist, Amanda Jeffrey, found 12 milliliters or over 2 pints of blood there where he got stabbed. Because it nicked in the collarbone, it nicked the artery. You stabbed him twice in the upper leg at some point.
And I don't know why. It says they don't understand why. Oh, why?
You also, and resulted in a knife tip injury, the former both substantial. So he ultimately, he was basically stabbed, but that's why, like, they determined that the cops basically realized he lied to them. Basically, he lied to the police about the call.
Yeah.
The thing about it is, they basically said that the cops, like, it was, a lot of this is the victim's statements. Another consequence of the lies they attending honestly believes had committed the offense of assault. They didn't think and take him seriously. It was Henry wearing a dark top, the injury caused by the knife through it. Because that's why I said he's wearing black.
Yeah, I was saying I didn't see the blood on his clothes.
So that's the problem, right? If you wear dark clothes, like, you're not going to see the blood right off.
Yeah.
And they realized it was too late. But they were also misled by the person.
Yeah. So like, maybe, yeah, from that there to the end, I think, or
no, you don't have to. This was just his sentence.
So after the stream, Dragon, send me every link we add, and I will link them to the description. So now, I guess, do you have other clips or videos before we cover the protest?
That was the big one, outside of the one I want to show later, which is the actual They have like a public radio interaction.
Do you have it ready right now?
Yes.
Okay, so bring it up.
This is longer, but yes, if you can get through it like the other. This, if you do not know what LBC is
absolute day of shame, I have to say, for that particular.
So what is
Oh,
LBC?
I recognize this.
LBC is like their PBS or NPR in the US. Do you know what that is?
Nope, I have no idea.
Do you? NPR?
I recognize this.
National Public Radio.
Yeah.
So LBC is it's largely a liberal outlet.
Okay. Oh, I can already imagine them trying to defend.
It's interesting when they have these segments. Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so I guess we will hear some people trying to defend that horrendous.
It's like a call-in radio show.
Yeah.
Let's hear about that.
Peacefuls. Now that the body cam footage has been released.
He's grabbed my brother. He's took my turban off. Started grabbing my head.
Are you injured?
Yeah. I've got swollen eye, little bruises.
Alright, just step back a little bit for me. Someone flag these down. What's happened to you, alright?
Been stabbed.
You've been stabbed? Whereabouts? I don't think you have, mate. Hand?
I can't breathe.
Put the hand in the cuff, mate.
I can't breathe.
This is like.
Can't breathe.
I
You
can't
actually hear
breathe.
the young man saying, "I can't breathe, I can't breathe." Oh, that would be the same words as George Floyd in the US some years ago. And what happened then? Well, we had the future Prime Minister taking the knee. We had football players taking the knee. Do you think we'll see the same for this young white boy? No, me neither. Wonder why? Wonder why the police decided to take the story of the, I think he's 25-year-old Sikh male over the dying 18-year-old white boy. Wonder why that was. When do you suppose the protest movement will start? When do you suppose Sakir will take the knee proudly? And all the football players? Anytime soon? Don't hold your breath.
Saying he's been stabbed, so
Where
let's
is it
just
you
check
think
him.
you've been stabbed? In the face? Oh no, but we have to check, don't we?
Right.
In the face?
Just get these to back off, get their details on that, and I'll keep hold of him. What's your name, mate? At the moment, you are under arrest. That's for assault, so you do.
When he is saying that, he's no longer there. Like, he's already passed out. He's gone. It's too late.
Not have to say anything may harm in defence. If you do not mention when questioned, someone switch you later line of court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence, alright? It's going to be sick, I think.
These pupils aren't even reacting.
I know I speak for a lot of Brits today. This has really angered me, this case. I've always been on the fence about two-tier policing. I think it's we've got like a very broken and inconsistent sentencing and judicial system.
I will react to this already. That goes back to what I said at least twice, and I will say it again. People that are born over there cannot carry freaking paper spray. But because you're a Sikh, an Indian that believes in something, you can carry a 8-inch knife. So this is a fact. This is what's going on. We got someone that got stabbed, and yeah, the people think it's a racist. It's ridiculous. So let's play the response of that liberal,
which leads to the perception of two-tier policing. But this case, I can guarantee you that the police officers have reacted with. As soon as the race card was pulled, it was like they've acted not objectively, and they've pretty much acted as judge, jury, and executioner. They've not assessed the situation. I can guarantee you, if the shoe was on the other foot, and it was a person of
that guarantee, I cannot talk about that because it didn't happen. But what I can say is he is right when he says, oh yeah, these cops, when they came in, they were not objective. Like, we got someone that was not doing great. Well, the other was only had a swollen eye, and I don't even think when the cops came, I don't even think Nowak was still standing. I think it was already down because I
He
mean,
wasn't. Oh, yeah, he was on the ground.
yeah. So like you got someone on the ground and you don't even wonder what happened, and it's a racist. You guess he got what he deserved, and you
Sure.
don't really care about what he felt and what he received. Is that
Yeah.
what's going on?
That's what it seems like.
And the other factor is again, he said I can't breathe several times, but in your mind, as big judge and jury, he was a racist, so who cares if he can't breathe?
If he was gay, they would have cared. Okay.
He should have said, "I'm gay and I can't breathe." Maybe they would have listened.
I like when men put their penis in my butt and they were there for it.
And the other thing is, he clearly said, "I got stabbed," and they're wondering where. Like they don't really take that seriously. And again, it was on the ground, and nobody took the matter like it was really happening. I think that part is a fact. Now to say, oh, if the shoe was on the other foot, I can understand that argument and I can understand that kind of reasoning and that kind of thought process, but it didn't happen. So we cannot really say it's fact. We can only pretend and say that could be a possibility that if the shoe was on the other foot, they wouldn't be like that. Maybe, maybe not. So let's hear more.
Colour on the floor, then it would have been a different story.
Well, I think it's fair to say that they've certainly seemed to side with the Sikh man who is standing, claiming that he has an injury to his eye, although if you look at the video you can't see it, and rather ignored what turned out to be the dying requests of the white boy.
Yes, yes. And I will stress that 34 years ago, we had a different kind of two-tier policing. The handling of the Stephen Lawrence case, the events that led to the Brixton and the Toxteth riots.
Yeah, and St Paul's, of course in Bristol, all over. Yeah.
So, but now that was, I accept that. But now I think the shoe is on the other foot. The police in this case have not acted objectively, and they've basically seen it.
In the U.S., we call this reverse affirmative action. Affirmative action was used and passed by the Supreme Court in the 90s. So basically, others could get into schools and other places where you wouldn't be discriminated based on your skin. The irony is, guess what happened about 20 years later, 15? You started excluding Asians and white people from getting into schools. Top 10% couldn't get in.
Mm-hmm.
And in the UK, right, like this same idea is being used here in the US now to keep white people from advancing, even though white people are a minority at some jobs.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy. And in the UK, they're starting to realize a policy that's put into place by liberals. You will often find progressives and liberals, well, technically go hand in hand these days.
Mm-hmm.
Progressives, they make a solution to a problem that creates another problem.
Multi-froze.
Then they have to make a solution.
I still hear you guys. I heard everything you said, but again, my computer, like, sometimes it's not so great. So I will be right back. Continue the great talk. I enjoyed that.
I was going to start being bad, doing bad things.
This thing of what the UK is suffering from is they make one philosophy, or change, harm reduction on drugs, but they keep making these issues to solve it. That's the issue with the politically correct system.
Mm-hmm.
They were the first major nation to push political correctness as far back as the late 90s, which it sounded fine, but it was like, why did you need this? It got turned into basically DEI and CRT, which is critical race theory.
No, yeah.
Do you get that, Miss Sparkle?
Yeah, I get it. I get what you're saying, yeah. Sorry,
Yeah.
my eyes are burning really bad.
The race card was pulled. They've just
Basically, oh, yeah. So the Sikh guy said to the cops, the reason why it's in the court papers that he lied repeatedly, he blamed it on race.
Yeah.
It's, well, we don't want to be perceived as racist. We're going to protect this ethnic minority, and and just to believe him wholeheartedly.
The fish rots from the head down is how Mr. Farage concluded his. I think he spoke for about 10 or so minutes. What needs to be done then by the government and the senior police force, senior police officers?
Well, this DEI woke narrative, which has been pushed on us for quite a long time now, it started off with good intentions, but we all know where good intentions lead, and this as.
I want you to listen to the reason why I pulled this.
Okay.
This is the subtle liberal-leaning person realizes there's a philosophy problem.
Yeah.
So harm reduction.
It's letting people use substance because you saved them.
Okay,
If
so
they're
harm
senior,
reduction.
they can OD. That's fine.
So here's the thing. It's been used as a principle as a whole. It doesn't solve the issue. It kicks the can down the road for all liberals and progressives. So what you're about to hear is a largely PC-based society that embraced CRT is now realizing embracing a bunch of the minorities, forsaking your own national identity, potentially is going to screw you up. This is why I had this pulled, Multi. Because unlike, I don't know, in Canada, right, you very rarely see media. Occasionally, there's diverse voices.
Nigel Farage said there needs to be much more of an objective.
He is considered as a far-right, dangerous fascist here. That's
Really?
how Farage is depicted.
Let me say this. Farage is very interesting. Conservatives don't like him. Reform doesn't like him.
And Canada hates him.
He's kind of a weird person. He's tolerated by people. The others, liberals, hate him. But the thing about it is, conservatives know they can't really remove him. He's just positioned himself to be really powerful.
Standard of policing where people, everybody's equal before the law.
That's what it's meant to be.
That's what we call rule of law, you know? But the second you have some folks with knives and the rest of the people can't even carry spray is when you're no longer the rule of law and when you're crazy. This is the leftist ideology in a nutshell.
Phil, thank you. Steve says, labelling us all as racist and far right now for having different opinions to the liberal left. This is the result of the rhetoric. It's come from Keir Starmer. Ashley in Beaconsfield, I don't often agree with anything Nigel Farage says. However, he's absolutely spot on with this. The treatment of the young man and the footage has made me absolutely apoplectic. It's a disgrace. My mother was a senior member of the Met. The footage makes me feel ashamed of this country. Anyone who says two-tier policing isn't a thing, watch the footage and tell me differently. Edward is in Exeter. Your take on this, Edward. You're on the radio. Good morning.
Hello. I just wanted to basically say that we shouldn't be tarring all of the police with the same brush.
Yep.
I've watched the video from beginning to end, and the police officers that arrived after he was already in handcuffs actually started to check his vital signs, and they said that we should check to see if he actually has been stabbed. So I think.
By the way, in security, the moment you see an incident, an accident like that, the first thing you look at is the surrounding to see if you are safe. And then the second thing, when you deem the place to be safe, is the vitals. How is the person laying on the ground? This is basic security work. And security in Canada doesn't require high degrees or lots of studies. It's quite simple, to be honest. And it's also basic first aid. So the sole fact that we had someone lying on the ground and nobody really checked on him until like 3 minutes in, there is clearly malpractice. And I do agree with that person that's like, yeah, there's something effy, there is something wrong. Because again, you need to look at the vitals the moment you deem yourself to be secured and not in any form of danger. This is basic because every second counts when you intervene in a emergency situation. So any thoughts on that before we play more?
I would say it's a training issue. I think that's what I said. Like, what came out of what happened with like the George Floyd case, as much as the other, everyone said those police were like Chauvin saying, "Oh, you shouldn't have your knee near the neck." That's what really did kill him. But the way they had him restrained, I mean,
well, yeah,
it made it worse because police training changes. They're not trained to like the first mistake they made is they didn't take him seriously and put 2 and 2 together. Now that could have just been an error in judgment.
I have so an error in judgment.
But realistically, that's not murder.
And how many cops were there? 4, 5?
At least 5, and none of them fucking had a clue.
Only the chick was like, maybe we should call an ambulance.
Okay.
She's the only one that deserves a job.
The blame of this incident should lay firmly at the feet of the first officer that was on the scene.
Yeah, well, the blame lies at the killer, the murderer, Vikram Dugvar. I mean, let's be honest.
I also agree with that. So I think the blame is both on the monster that did that and the cops. I think the monster shouldn't be in that place in the first place, and he shouldn't be having a knife around. So I think it's heavily political that you have someone that is legally authorized to carry a weapon while the rest of the people can't, and that same person uses that weapon. And in Canada, that would be excessive force. Even like in Canada, we are so crazy with the usage of force that even you don't even need weapon to be considered excessive force. Like if someone hit you and you hit him twice, that's already excessive force. So if you use a weapon, that's aggravating and all of that jam. So again, I think the monster and the cops are both at fault, and also the politics. We shouldn't be letting people with knives like that. If we let the Indian have their knives, let the other people have paper spray or guns at that point. It's either like you have a rule for everyone or you don't have that rule for anyone. That's how I view things. Any thoughts on that, Miss Sparkle?
No, I agree with you. Yeah, I don't even understand the point of it. How it's religious that and it said it was a trend with the younger people, so I don't think that's very religious at all.
And it's the same thing in Canada. We have the same BS because we are stupid. So let's play more of that now.
Stupid.
Honest about it. And the blame members of his family who concoct a story. So let's be fair about this. Yeah.
But the police officer that dragged him out and didn't listen to him, or when he said that he'd been stabbed and so on and so forth, when he clearly wasn't resisting, should be.
That's a massive malpractice, and it's really bad PR. And I think if that kind of thing didn't happen, if he didn't say, "Oh no, you're not injured," or if they actually listened to the guy, maybe he would have still died. But here's the thing. There wouldn't be that outrage we have right now if they actually listen to the guy. Maybe I'm crazy. Any thoughts on that, Dragon or Sparkle?
No. No. I agree.
I really believe the biggest reason why we heard about that, it's because the cops had malpractice. As much as the story itself is ridiculous to have like a subset of people having knives and the others don't, I think the outrage is really from the fact that the cops didn't listen. Um, they already had in their mind that you're a racist, even if you're bleeding out and dying. Um, they think you're the cause of all of that, and it's sad. So let's play more of that. How many incident like that happen? Like, I'm sure that kind of thing happen a lot in the UK, but they don't get spoke about because cops may listen or people may survive because they're lucky. But here it's really because the cops didn't listen that everyone heard about it. It went global. Like,
Yeah.
if Canada speaks about something that's not Trump, that means it's a big story. And you may think I'm laughing. No, I'm not. Like, Canada is obsessed with Trump. Like, we speak about Trump more than we speak about our own government because
Oh, that's
that
crazy.
it's because it's propaganda. It's anti-US narrative in our media. So if someone break through the Trump wall, because this is what I call it, it's a big story.
Yeah.
And even there, they spin it in a way to make the right look bad because we are crazy in Canada.
Be held accountable for his actions.
Can I ask you, when Mr. Farage says, and I just want to get the note because I was writing it down, here we are, that we have been subjected, over the last 2 decades, we've been subjected to mass immigration without a vote. Do you feel you've been subjected to mass immigration without a vote?
I do. I was actually voted in as a councillor for reform in Exeter.
Oh, right.
So
just now, in last month, in May?
No, last year I was actually expelled from reform because I held reform accountable for something completely different, and they didn't like it. So
right. So where are you politically now?
I'm independent now, so I'm an independent councillor in Exeter, and I would just like to say, actually, that I think the politicians are exactly the people that we should be blaming for what's been going on.
I do agree with that. So I think from the left perspective, they seem so great to the people. We save these Indians from their third world country, and we bring them in our so great country. And from a corporation perspective, it's a big benefit because these people are basically hostage of their employers because if they don't have that job anymore, they will be sent back. So it's a big can of worm. And another advantage the politics class have when there's mass migration like that, people are more occupied getting stabbed in the street and screaming at each other than screaming at the establishment. So it's all big factors on why there are so many government that want massive immigration and that kind of BS.
I think massive immigration largely you could call it to offset. So there's approach of a couple of people. Like, okay, post any conflict, we always take people in. Post Vietnam, like the famous was the actually we took everybody that got onto the US warships, we took them and we made them citizens after Vietnam because we didn't do that. People who are usually in conflict zones, right? We usually will. Now, the problem is Europe thought they were all good because remember earlier I used the example of the Syrian conflict from the early fall of Assad. A lot of these people thought these were good individuals.
We
The
know.
problem itself
You're a guy now, Miss Sparkle. You're a trend. Leave my stream. I'm joking.
I'm a fat guy too.
So basically what happened is a lot of people, even under the Obama era, thought like in Europe about 2012, it pretty much climaxed, so to speak. a
I'll
lot of these
climax.
Muslim migrants started getting into Europe, causing all this violence. But they basically, it's not that some of them see Sikhs will try to integrate. This is why this is a very weird case. A lot of like ethnic Albanians or Indians or other people just move their culture and move it over, which it's very different than.
And I will also add this.
Hmm.
As much as they will try to integrate, if the government lets them have knives, I will say this. You can try all day. You're still a different citizen that the state itself treats you another way. So as much as you will try, the state doesn't really want you to integrate. And I think that's a big issue we have with immigration. When we have lefties, they don't truly want cohesion; they want chaos. And it's sad. People pay the piper. And I will also say this: if you don't have the infrastructure, that's the other issue. If you create other crises, like in the job market, that's also another issue. So it brings so many other issues. It's sad, and I will reiterate. Let me continue. I will say several times, I'm for smart and intelligent and needed immigration. My wife is an immigrant, so
Well, how's the
I'm
pregnancy going?
she is in 6 months. We are having it. It's we will have a son. That's a
Oh,
but
that's awesome! Oh
yeah. Near my
That's so
birthday,
cool.
very soon. I will let you know on that.
That's so
But
cool.
we have a baby boy. But again,
Sorry.
I'm pro immigration if it's needed, smart, intelligent, and if the state wants you to integrate. My big issue is if the state doesn't care if you don't integrate. My big issue is if you don't have the housing or the job market, then you dig a big hole. You make big issues. That's what bothers me. And I think a lot of conservatives agree with me. I don't think I'm alone in that aisle. I think genuinely that there's a small fringe minority that's actually truly against any shape or form of immigration. But because our society has gone so far left in most of the Western countries, except the USA, because you guys always have a pendulum swing.
We're kind of going
We
on my
don't.
You
state. It's
think
pretty
we?
far
You
left.
think we
My
do?
state, no freaking life. Far left is not funny.
You think we do?
Oh, you have someone that deport people right now in charge.
Mine doesn't. My state doesn't. My state is freaking horrible. We're taking them in. We're taking all of them in.
but but again, I what I was saying is,
Sorry, I have to go to the bathroom. I'm holding.
yeah, we need to be cautious, and I strongly believe that if you want immigration, you should want to give them the life you promised them. Don't lie to them. Don't tell them come and then they don't have a prospect. They don't have a better life. I think it sucks. It's actually worse if you lie to them and you sell them a product that you don't have in your store. I think it's disgusting. So now you can speak, Dragon.
I think a lot of the big thing with immigration, some people look at it because Europe was getting a lot of people from immigration. They would take the North Africans to go work in the warehouse jobs.
One can argue the African can integrate well because they're Christian.
North Africans are different, like Moroccans.
Oh, okay.
Like you're talking not the guy, you're not talking the ones towards the south, right? Those are different. The other ones are like low skill workers. They're kind of like us bringing in US like low skill. I talked to one of my friends works like warehouse jobs. So a lot of people in the UK, like when they brought over the boat people, they were largely thinking do what's best for the humane reason. But what wound up happening in the UK, especially, they were first hit with there is no such thing as a normal UK Britain. It's like, did you know Vikings were black? There is no such thing as a normal UK person now. Nationalism is dead versus multiculturalism or globalism. There's been a big resurgence recently in when people think nationalism, you think, oh, Nazis, they go too far. No, nationalism is just having pride in your nation. Being able to say proud you're an American, you're a Canadian, you're from British. The problem is there's a whole subculture in the UK, like it's in ads. There is no such thing as a British person anymore. They don't have a national identity anymore. It's almost been stripped away. You see this when you go to London. But do you know who is retaining a lot of their identity? When they're bringing over the Muslims, entire parts that used to be normal streets are entire Arabic or Muslim quarters. Little towns outside of the roads, shops, they're all run by Indians. So a lot of the people who see these policies later on think, well, we tried to save them, right? Well, shit, that turned around and bit us in the ass, didn't it? Then you are getting not only the population decline, but you're also, some of these people are integrating, like the town that Tommy Robinson's from. His town was a very big center for the Muslim terrorists. Ironically, they went from having like one mosque to having like 20 of them. Basically, a lot of people are waking up too late because the political class in the UK can still bar the average citizen. Like, even though Keir Starmer, as an example, is a default government, there's no one to force him to step down. The people are slowly realizing their government's better. See, hopefully in Canada, you guys can reverse this. But
I think if the next election the Conservative can't get to power, we are cooked.
you have a liberals out for a conservatives are out for a generation. That actually happened in the U.S.
If the next election, whenever it is, Conservative lose, I think we are heading toward the Argentina route where we will have liberals until people suffer enough to be tired of that trap. But if the Conservatives do win, I think we will have a maybe, if we are lucky, 8 to 10 years with them. If we are lucky again.
So the thing is,
depends.
I say this with like Starmer. Starmer's a default government. So what you're hearing is people. It's a very different spectrum, right? Of people. Some people are dissatisfied with the government, but they're not naturally. That's why I pulled this. You got the one, I think if you ever got it to the one black guy who's like saying, well, the government's always been racist, all this. You got the other people, you got like the more radical guy. You got this guy, which has been pretty much middle of the road. Like the people running the parliament are insane themselves.
Yeah.
Because you only.
And that's the case in Canada as well.
Yeah, you got like literally, they only have Nigel Farage that can really oppose Keir Starmer. It's kind of like office of the presidency. Only the crazy people run for it.
And you know what's sad about Canada is it's systemic. They wired the system in a way the liberals are kind of the default government. And I'd say our democracy took a massive hit with Trudeau. I think Trudeau was the big game changer. I think if Trudeau didn't push for the policies he pushed, we would be in a very different place. But uh, Trudeau and then Carney as well, they go full swing authoritarian, totalitarian, and they know people are sheeps and they will simply listen because they're liberals. I think it's deeply flawed. It's sad. It's frustrating, and I think Quebec is too progressive, and they don't realize it. They don't know it.
Well,
And we are a big voting bloc. We are the
so I
second
think
biggest
like
voting bloc.
so I mean this as all honesty. A lot of people in the UK, like when they ask, like there was like an ad, like
We
you
are
see
extra
it
unpopular.
like whenever you hear a lot of stuff in the UK about they have a self-realization, like there's normies that are like, sure, when was the death of Doctor Who? Yeah, Russell T. Davies sounded like a fair guy, didn't he?
No.
Turns out he's a massive gaytivist, gay
Yes.
activist, and ruined Doctor Who.
Yeah.
And then they wanted Doctor Who to be this multicultural social experiment that is what they want, like somebody at BBC or Channel
Why are you so
4
racist?
was. B.
Huh?
That was a reflection
Very
of the
racist of you.
change in the UK.
Huh?
It ruined the entire show.
Hello? Can you hear
Where
me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
So the idea
Wait, just
is
ignore me?
a lot of culture,
So rude.
like BBC productions, they have
Noise.
diversity requirements. These are all policies that seem well, like whether it's cultural.
But it's sexist and racist. Now we go.
I
too
am
far
sexist and racist. That's my favorite type of
That's
person
why
to be.
we get along,
Yeah.
Miss Sparkle. That's why we get along. I'll have a mixed kid, but I'm racist, right?
yeah. Well, I know it's the
Uh,
people who use that as the way to like say they're not, and that they're against people, white people,
Yeah.
if they're like have a mixed kid. So,
so
now you get to
I
use
guess-
it. You got a what do you call it? What is it? A victim card now. Yay for you. What are you gonna name your baby?
a complicated name. I will tell you backstage. But
Complicated name? Why?
because basically we wanted to call our baby the name of my wife's father and mix up with
okay.
my grandfather name.
Oh, mixed together?
So I will let you know
Later
backstage.
on, yes.
You're awful. That's
But,
awful. You guys are mean. You guys are you're
No.
one of those parents that are like, I want to have a freaking unique fancy name, and then your kid's gonna grow up with that name. If it's difficult, they gotta learn how to write that.
Yeah, they will earn brain power through it. You know.
She's 6 months now. Sorry, I can't believe that.
She's
that-
6 months in. Yeah, we will have the baby
Oh.
like early this fall, like at some point.
That's crazy, man.
If I'm lucky, he may arrive a week from my birthday.
Okay, we'll talk
If
about
we are.
after stage. What I want to talk to you about. Yeah, because like
Yeah. So now we can play, so we can progress. But I'm excited
Yeah.
about that. That's amazing. I love the baby already.
We should be legalising pepper spray. There should be mandatory sentences for carrying a knife, and politicians have basically sat on that.
Okay, that part you but you hear is he wants mandatory sentences, and basically
that mean?
even under
What's a mandatory sentence? What's that mean?
mandatory sentences
Uh-huh.
reduce, there can't be guidelines. So, like,
Okay.
let's say a charge, it's an automatic jail term or prison term for whatever the crime it is.
Okay, so like
No matter the circumstances, even if there are circumstances, you should have just straight. Let's say a charge is,
Okay.
1 year in jail. That
Mhm.
would be mandatory.
Do we have that here?
No, we have flexible sentencing.
Okay.
Because, like, what you'll start to see is Britain is defaulting into illiberal democracy.
Okay. Huh.
It's not quite progressive, it's not quite socialist, it's illiberal democracy. And people just want these straight. These like saying you can't have religious ceremony, like having the ceremonial sword underneath your clothes or the dagger, right? Because that's actually how it's supposed to be worn. So you're talking about this position is. This is why there's these different positions. This is why I pulled this. It's very extreme. It's kind of like what we would call libertarians.
How long is this, sweetie? Like, how long are we going to be doing this for?
Hands up on one.
I'm tired.
You're not alone in thinking we should legalize pepper spray. Why would you do that? You mean citizens could carry it?
Yeah, exactly. And the reason that I'm saying that is because if the most common reason for carrying a knife is people say that it's for their own self-defense.
Yeah.
Well, if we give people a non-lethal alternative to carrying a knife, then nobody is going to end up dying. And anybody that is carrying a knife is clearly carrying it for much more malicious purposes.
Not if you're a Sikh. You're carrying it because it's one of your basic tenets of your belief.
It should be.
And
That's
I will
stupid.
also.
That's dumb. I don't like that at all. I don't fucking care.
I
Doesn't make
agree
no
with you.
sense.
I think it's ridiculous, and I will also add this. I've said it several times, and I will repeat it. If you let one group have a knife, if you abide by the actual rule of law, you will let everyone have the knife.
Yeah, and anyways, I don't care if it's for religious purposes. It makes no sense because it says it was a trend for the teenager, young people. So there's no way it's religious because religion goes old.
It's religious as a whole. It did say there, some people wear it. The thing is, just to reiterate, court documents say some younger people wear it just for show, but most still wear it for religious reasons.
I'm looking up what their religious, why their religious reasons.
And I will also say this. If you like so much your knife, why did you move out of India?
Yeah, and what are they called again? Sikh? How do you spell that?
Seik.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
And again, my big issue is the two-tier society. It's ridiculous. We get that kind of case. Like, I'm sure if everyone could walk around with knives and paper spray, things would be different. If everyone was actually abiding to the actual rule of law, we wouldn't have such a big rise of the anti-immigration sentiment. And I strongly believe that the elite, especially on the left, they like to weaponize that against the right. And they're like, we are so welcoming. Hate each other. Hate each other all day. As long as you don't tell us we are racist. That's ridiculous. Ridiculous.
It should be banned completely.
All right, Edward, thank you. I'm only finishing to get more people involved. Thanks, Edward. Where's Hammersmith? Where's you on the radio? Good morning.
Good morning again, Nick. I just think there's too much, because I just watched the video, and obviously police are responding to an incident. Somebody's obviously, like you said before, it should be the family that should be to blame.
Yeah, well, the mother is facing. Yep, she's going to face sentencing. Yep.
So they've came obviously all the time. I'm assuming, I'm not a police officer, but I'm assuming that when they arrest people, I'm not well, I'm having a heart attack, I feel sick. So,
oh my gosh, you want to know what the religious reason for their knife is?
Why?
It's so like okay, so it's not a weapon of aggression. It's to symbolize, to uphold justice. It's to defend the weak. It's to represent the obligation to stand up for anyone facing injustice or violence. Shit, it's supposed to come
That's
from,
like insulting the knife.
it's supposed to be for mercy and dignity, like that guy gave this kid, and God, well, he's 23, not much older, but still. But that it's supposed to like help prevent violence.
And it causes it.
And it's all.
Yeah, it's doing.
Again, religious principle that's what they say in the court papers as well. But they say it's offensive and it breaks the tradition if you use it in an offensive manner to murder or
and by the way, who's the weak in this situation? The unarmed legally kid that's 18 years old that drank a little bit,
Yeah.
or the Sikh guy with 2 knives that has a past of violence that didn't drink and
He didn't have a past of
that
violence. He had
legally
no prior convictions.
Yeah. Mm.
like the Sikh had the legal right to carry weapons from the get-go. I don't think
It's a Hindu
the Sikh
Muslim.
guy
Yeah.
I don't think the Sikh guy was weak there. Just saying, if one can carry a knife and the other can't, I already know who's the weak.
Little do
Why
you
not?
know, little do you know, even though they have bans on okay, think of it
They
like
all bad
US.
guns, but they all let Sikh running
Here,
away
no,
with
here,
8-inch
here's the
knives.
interesting part about the US. States with the most gun crime are the states with the most restricted gun access.
Wow.
Ponder
I'm not
that one.
surprised.
So
Okay.
in the UK, even though they banned bladed weaponry,
Yeah.
it's still one of the leading causes of death or beating the full shit out of somebody.
Because all of that immigration doesn't integrate.
No, what? Hooligans stab and beat people.
Okay, so the weapon the whatever carpan that they wear is actually part of the 5Ks. So they're supposed to wear a turban, and they're supposed to have a wooden comb and an iron bracelet and special underwear. Do they follow those too? I don't think they do.
Some
That sounds like
do, yeah.
bullshit. Do they? I
Yeah.
don't believe that. I don't.
Undress them. We need to investigate.
There's special underwear. Yeah. Yeah.
Because they're always being scrutinised for every little thing they do. And of course, yes, the race card
Well,
has
they're
been
not meant
played.
to turn a dying boy over and handcuff him. Yeah.
150%. But at the time, they were responding to an incident where this guy has been told by all the lying public around him that he's the aggressor.
But they have to rise above that, don't they? That's the powers that they have, and hopefully the training that they receive. They're going to be given.
And you said that's a left-leaning outlet, and the guy seems very base for a leftist. I just said it.
They lean liberal. They lean.
That's what I was thinking, that they came in biased, hating, the racist, like instantly, that they were like thinking, they probably weren't paying that much attention to him being stabbed because they already came in thinking, oh, this is a racist.
Well, no. You'll see the other half of what this guy says.
Okay.
And also, after the stream backstage, I will talk to you about the horrendous laws that are being talked about right now in Canada. Canada, oh, where the freedom dies.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
All sorts of contradictory messages throughout their police career. They're not. No one's ever going to say, "I done it, Gov."
Yeah, 100%. But within the first 10 seconds, they've had to make an assessment what they thought was right.
This comes in from Lee. The word racist has been weaponized. One cannot accuse anyone of any color without being called a racist.
That's
Fear
true.
of calling out the grooming gangs is called as being mostly Pakistani. This must stop. And I don't care if I'm called a far-right racist.
And we shouldn't care anymore because they always scream racist. But you know what? I've worked with a lot of different kind of Indian, and there's a common thing, regardless of Sikh, Punjabi, or whatever. In their books, the moment you're fertile, you're free game. So that means like some grown-up adults in their mind, in their country, that's fine to sleep with a teenager because she's fertile.
That's awful.
It's very integrated, isn't it?
Yeah.
Very compatible with the West.
So they probably believe if she bleeds, she breeds, that type of situation. That's all.
Yeah. Like I was disgusted. Like I had a discussion with one of them. I can't remember what kind of Indian he was, but we were talking and we were in the metro, and there was that teenager. I don't know, like 14, 15. And the Sikh was like, she is pretty, isn't it? And I was like, bruh, she's a child.
And he said
like,
it too. That's okay. Isn't it?
And he was like, do you have a sister I can meet? And I'm like, she's too young for you. And he's like, how old is she? And I'm like, none of your business, because I knew she was a teenager. So
Yeah.
what I basically told him is, she's too young for you. And he insisted, like,
What?
bruh, I'm telling you, like, I made it clear in 3 different ways, you're too old.
Yeah. The death threats I got were from Indian men. When I don't get them anymore. That I'm too old. But no, before I used to get them. Death threats.
It's so inappropriate. Really, if they have that mindset, I'm sorry, but they cannot integrate to the West.
Mute yourself, Tiamat. You're driving me a little bonkers.
Dragon.
You know it picks up. I don't know what happened, but your mic.
I'm a retired officer, and I'm disgusted and ashamed of what the police have become. As soon as someone tells you they've been stabbed, that becomes priority. Nothing else matters. The 2 officers and senior officers that night should also feel the full weight of the law, but unfortunately, I doubt it. Carl's in Shipley on this. Carl, you're on the radio. What do you want to say? Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, I think everyone can see the police have clearly made a mistake. They will no doubt hold their hands up to it, and the judiciary and the judicial process will deal with that. The problem for me is that so many people now have the opportunity that they've been looking for and are eager for, to turn this into something that can even cause more racial divide in our country. And their own inherent racism, including many people in the media, individuals, not just organizations, who harbor their own racism, not just about people who've been coming up.
So the problem in the U.S., we have these weird centrist, but both sides bad. This is what this guy's talking about, the outrage culture.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing. These people usually turn out to be loons themselves, because if you don't belong to one side, you're going to go whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, a lot of these people don't. That's why I said you see the different perspectives, because the centrist stance doesn't really work. It kind of works in the UK.
Yeah.
But like, people still see Carl Benjamin, aka Sargon, or Lotus Eaters as extreme.
Mm-hmm.
But they're
Who
so
does?
politically.
Oh, they still do say that? Okay.
Oh yeah. Like but the thing about this is they're so politically tribalistic. The people who usually say that you're tribalistic are tribalistic themselves. Like in the US, tribalism has all but consumed the Democratic Party. That's why I see Miss Sparkles. You need to get with me because I need to do that stream on the midterms.
Yeah,
the
when do you
thing
want to
is,
do that?
what you see is you cannot say both sides bad,
Mm-hmm.
but no one can pinpoint where the British government started going fully leftoid, progressive embracing. And it's not just one policy, it's a collection of policies.
I'm a collection of policies.
That's crazy. So we will finish the call of that person, and then we will move on to the protest. Did you finish downloading both video? Okay. So we will finish the phone call they had right now.
On boats in the last few years, but since a lot of people have been coming over from the end of World War II, and they have never been comfortable with it, and using words like the changes in our cultural norms and all this kind of nonsense, and that's what the problem is. It's just an excuse, because for every one of this case that we're reporting on now, there will be endless cases that have been against black people. And if you Google, you'll get. I think Wes was trying to highlight one, and you may, for legal reasons, have stopped him. Fair enough. But there'll be many cases.
Well, of
historically.
course. I mean, we only have to go back. We only have to go back to Stephen Lawrence. I mean, there are so many examples.
Exactly. So why?
And then there's the fire at the New Cross fire. I mean, there are so many examples.
So many.
But do you not see there is a Carl? I'm absolutely acknowledging the way non-white people were policed was appalling. But do you not see it's now?
Oh, What you're about to see is the liberal activist who believes firmly. See,
Yeah.
the problem is nationalism. See, the problem against globalism, you should have a nationalistic movement. The issue
Yeah,
is
to protect your nation.
which
That's a matter of survival.
it's a matter of it because what you're hearing is reverse. You cannot say the other side goes extreme. That's how you keep voting in the same people
Yeah.
over and over.
This is what's going on with
And
Canada.
this is what this guy is. Guy's like, well, if you get these people in power, it's immediately going to be a reversal.
And you see the mentality of that person right now depicts 60% of the Canadian electorate. And this is why it's so hard to have actual change in Canada. And even if we get like 10 years of conservative, they won't fix the country. Because right after we will get the liberals for
You
another
have an
like 15
entire
years.
generation that is still indoctrinated.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I think it's sad, but that depicts very well the state of affair in the Western countries. So now is the time we cover the protest.
All
Do you
right.
bring up the protest? So as Dragon is bringing up the protest, I will basically share my thoughts in what's going on, what
Oh,
leads to
protest.
that
Okay.
kind of protest.
Mhm.
So basically, in the UK, Keir Starmer is bringing the country further into the authoritarian, totalitarian way, the surveillance state, and the jailing the citizen to speak out against the government. This is where they're heading at. And
Okay.
it's chaos, and people hate Starmer, and even people within Starmer party asked for Starmer to resign because they had like I think I can't remember how they call it, but they had like some kind of midterm election in some ways.
Let me help you out. He basically had it was not a vote of no confidence, but there was a period we thought the Starmer government was going to entirely collapse. Most of his key cabinet had all left. I could probably go find that story. It was
Much harder.
a month or so ago.
They lost a lot of power in seats in parliament.
There was during the election, they lost a lot of seats to reform. Half of the cabinet that he had dissolved entirely into chaos. So we thought Starmer was done.
And 100 members of parliament within his party, so his gang asked him to resign and step down. And his answer was like, people elected us, so I will stay as leader. So imagine the anger people had for like a month. And then what we covered for like 2 hours and 52 minutes happened. So imagine the cocktail. You hate your government, and then you learn that your police is also full of stupid people that basically cause indirectly the death of someone by not listening to that someone. So this is the cocktail. This is the premise of
So there is
the
a big
chaos.
problem of a lot of the labor leadership. So you have the Greens. The Greens are like your NDP or DSA types in the US.
You're far left Democrat, basically.
They want like free legalization of drugs, trans surgeries, everything.
Open border.
If it's like something stupid, they probably will go for it. But they have no plans, no ability, no vision to pass any of it. So, like the Greens are also the ones, unironically, that so there's a triad of forces. Now, I want people to remember this if you get this far and see that. Islamic people are working with the socialists, the liberals, and the Marxists to get into power. They'll be the first to be sacrificed when the
sacrifice you.
Muslims take over.
Mhm.
Where it happened in Iran, in the US, the Democratic Party has aligned themselves with not only the progressive extremists or Antifa, with the extremists of Islamists, thinking, oh, they're friends. No, they're undermining your democracy. Because usually what happens is the moment you give them power, more of them start coming into the country.
And that's a great premise. So we had a big
Mhm.
protest that was captured by two different channels. So we will
Okay.
cover parts of that protest, and hopefully I will be able to find the right place, because I've seen most of that protest as it
I didn't even know
was.
you guys had it. Where is this protest?
It's
No,
in the
this is in
UK,
UK.
because
Okay.
they hated what happened with Nowak, and they hate Starmer, and they hate the UK, and this is a pushback. This is people bringing chaos after the government created that chaos.
What you're talking about is the reform protest. They're
Okay.
they're similar to our anti-ICE protest or DSA people without being stupid.
Okay. Sounds good.
So now we will cover the protests from two different channels. We won't cover all of the protests. We'll cover like the start, the middle, and the end from the two different perspectives, and hopefully we will fall on the juicy part. I don't know exactly where it is. I've seen clips of it. Hopefully we will fall on that. So let's get into it.
To say what it needs to say rather than what.
So this is the start of it. So you see, it's a small group, right? You're like, oh, it's small. Let's see how it evolves.
They want to say. If you notice something, there is something quite clear in both of the different families' statements that says something along the lines of, "We don't want this to cause more division." Now, why?
Each time you say that, you will cause division.
Yeah.
Why would the two families say the exact same thing?
True.
Very strange, isn't it?
Very strange.
What I do respect, we see the flag of England. I like it. So now we will fast forward, because now there's not enough people to be impressive. So let's get there. So that's a few minutes later. We already see more people gathering. And we will fast forward a little bit. Oh, that's somewhere else. So we see the gathering has gotten bigger. So now we sped through like half an hour. And this is how much people are gathering. Now we got two flags. I don't see the UK flag. Oh, I actually see it now. Very interesting. But now it's still very early. It's not full-blown chaos.
Carl, yes, I know that. Yep.
Wait, now I think we went too fast. We went too fast.
Turf Island? Oh my goodness gracious. How are the trannies involved in this? I don't understand.
No worry.
Okay.
No worries at all.
What?
How are the trans involved? No.
I don't know.
Did you see the flag? It said Turf Island. So how are they? That's a gay term. I mean a tranny term. For calling
it's June, folks. It's June.
Oh,
it's Pride Month.
Okay,
It's Pride Month. So I will be right back as I will play this. I will be right back.
No. Turf Island is what the progressive people call it, because the liberals and the gays and the bis they're keeping out the QIA plus people.
Yeah, that's a tranny term. Like the trannies say that shit about feminists. What are they called? About feminists that don't believe.
Very infamously.
Yeah.
There's a couple of
rulings.
Yeah, there's a famous story I remember. So turf island is like sidetrack story. So there's a person that's non-binary. This was way back in the day, and he's like basically won one of the pro tours. Basically defaced the Guru Land, all because the person that is basically, I think she was lesbian.
You're a lesbian.
She was a lesbian and black too, and same partner for years. Basically said trans people aren't really gay; they're something else. Defaced the land and said no gruel, like turf on whatever. Yeah, this person is insane. So when they say that the UK, what's interesting is even though they've gone more liberal and either like accepting of people, they're starting to realize the QIA plus people are insane.
I wish Canada was realizing that as well.
Because there's a distinct difference between LGBT and QIA plus. The QIA plus people then respond to the gay, lesbian, and trans people who said the rest are insane loons, or lesbians who say trans women can't be real women.
But now we are going too far with this, so let's play more of that.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna let you guys do this. I'm gonna wash my face. My eyes hurt really bad.
Okay. Well, by the way, I also think this is the police center, I believe. That area.
I spy with my little eye something beginning with mainstream media.
More
in
people
the bushes.
are joining
Why
in.
are they in the bushes?
It feels like a op in wartime, like they're spying on the people.
The rain started again?
Hiding in the bushes.
Out of absolutely nowhere. Take him! Take him!
I want to see where he meets them. Actually, that's probably somewhere else. Oh no, I understand. He went into the group. So the group is actually far bigger in the inside and the outside. So it's the same crowd we were seeing for the last few minutes, but now he's inside the crowd. So it's not necessarily more people came in. It's just the crowd. Right now he's inside. I get it now. It's still early because it gets crazy at some point.
Alright, lads.
Look at that. If that be Canada, we'd see more Palestine flags than freaking Canadian flag. Oh, that was like, I needed to say that, but I see a gathering like that. I'm like, these are proud British. These are proud people from the UK that will maybe vote out a dictator called Keir Starmer, the dictator. So let's play more, shall we? Curious to see how the gathering will vote.
No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace!
To where we're allowed. Basically, they are saying no justice because they feel betrayed by both the system and the cops, by the politician and what's going on in their country. So I love seeing that. I wish we had that kind of will in Canada. We don't.
Yeah, Tato's trying to get it. Because otherwise you need to close the road, don't you? For our safety.
I can't breathe. You see, they screamed that because Nowak screamed it 9 times. So again, when Dragon was saying, oh, it's not related, it is related. They scream freaking, I can't breathe. And it's not George Floyd. It's Henry. Henry screamed it. because he was dying from the
The reason I say this isn't fully the reason why these protests happen, I think it's just civil unrest and it's part of it. The problem with
It's a
reform,
symptom of the bigger
the problem with
sickness.
the rise of reform is an entire. So reform as a movement is what a lot of these people are doing. So they're gaining ground by staying relevant. By that, whatever the current controversy is, they latch themselves to, but do they have the answers to it? That's why I say some of these protesters were already anti whatever Starmer, let's say like Tea Party officials. Tea Party folks hated the way stuff was. But then guess what? They undermined the Republicans so much it made hard for the Republicans to rule. Period. Then they eventually lost to Democrats. So there's this big deal with reform. Reform wants a lot of stuff, but they are very much divided in ways to get there. So a lot of these people you'll see they latch on to the current whatever thing is. That's why I said these small scale aren't as much related to the incident as much as they are a symptom of the problem, the symptom of the rise, because reform still has to gain seats. Getting rid of Starmer is not as easy as it appears. Technically, you would need another person in Labor or whatever his party is to get rid of him. That's proving to be a near impossibility because Greens are too extreme. Labor's like gone.
Conservative aren't conservative enough.
Reform only has Barrage, right?
There's also Restore, I heard.
Restore.
Okay, back.
Sorry, yes, Restore is the one I'm thinking of. Sorry. Slate. See, the Restore Party is the ones I was thinking of. Oh, sorry. I say Reform. My bad.
Restore and Reform are basically together. They may be able to overthrow. So there are two shapes of form
you
of
also have Reform, but Restore is the Rupert Lowe Party. That's where a lot of these protesters are coming from. It's like a ground roots movement. Sorry, there's too many R. The problem is with UK politics, all the caucuses sound the same. Really, they do. So Restore wants to be successful, but they don't want Farage because Farage is not 100% conservative. So,
that's interesting. So, Miss Sparkle, do you see these proud flags? Are you still with us, Sparkle? I guess she's away, and when she comes back, we'll address that. So we can play a bit more, and then we will skip to later. I like the vibe and
Officer, I've just been stabbed. No, you ain't, mate. No, you ain't, mate.
I don't think you have, mate. No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace! No justice! No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace! No justice!
No peace!
So now, because we have heard them a lot screaming, we will move further, and hopefully that will be the place I really wanted to showcase. So there we go.
It is Marxist ideology while we stand here, patriots. Never forget this is for Henry. Never forget this is for Henry's family. And never forget, patriots, this is for justice. Thank you.
On one of my favourite YouTubers.
Oh, we are closing by. We are closer.
We've now got a sea of people heading down this road here.
So now they are marching. I don't really know toward where, but they were from like one of the cop center, but now they are marching in the street to gather attention. And this is what we do in protests. And we are closer to really one of the best moments. We are not quite there yet, but we are closer. So I will move further here. There we go.
Sasquatch, thank you. Astrid, thank you. Astrid, thank you. Astrid, thank you. Astrid, thank you again. Thank you. Astrid, thank you. Astrid, thank you. Wow, appreciate you very much. Thank you. Alio, thank you. Leave you.
So we have half an hour
We've got
of
the
them
fire service coming down the road here.
Street.
2 lots of the fire service coming down. Well done to that lot, well done.
So we will move further because we are not quite where I want it to be. There we go.
I will say a lot of these protesters are orderly. They got a couple of them because they don't allow masks and other things in their group, which I understand why. But, like, the thing is, you need a lot of these people, like, not to move around.
Protest, of course.
By the way, you missed something interesting. They had British flags, and they were screaming in group, "I can't breathe," which is interesting.
So this is for him, or who is this for? I thought
Yeah,
this was
so this is one of the many. So that was a reason. This was a trigger. This was as Dragon says, it's a symptom. It's more than just him, but they used him as an excuse because they hate the cops, and that's also why it started by the cops police center, or it's like it was a precinct, the building we were saying early, and this is where it started, and now they are walking in the street, and we are not quite at the place I really wanted to showcase. Hopefully we didn't miss it without me knowing, but I don't think it occurred yet. We will see. Maybe we will have a better angle with the second video of the protest from the other content creator. So let's see if we are closer. I haven't seen the cops yet. At some point they are cops in the protest, and this is when things are getting spicy and interesting.
This is normal civil disobedience.
Yeah.
Like, I agree, I wish we had this more in the US, but restore, you have reform, But the problem is the restore.
You say that right now, but wait and see. If we find the right spot, you may change your tune. British people are angry.
I think they're fine people. I don't.
Look at these people.
They just have different ways of protesting. But then, as soon as they protest, guess what they do? They go back into.
This is Southampton right now.
Yeah.
7:45 in the evening on the 2nd of June.
See, the problem with
We've got thousands of people.
They're getting elections and seats, but you're not kicking the people out of power.
On your knees!
Oh, okay. We are here. I will go back, but now
The elections
this
start
is when
now.
the spicy start. This is when the spicy starts, so we will go back here. The spicy starts.
Are we surprised by this? Not really.
See, the problem is they don't want the radicals influencing and causing stupidship. That's the big deal.
That's true, but wait and see. This is a long build-up, but it's worth the price.
Yeah.
Look at the civil unrest. These are proud UK citizens, and they must be listened to, because otherwise things will be like that on a daily basis.
Yeah.
They won't have enough jail for everyone.
You ain't gonna do nothing, mate. You ain't gonna do nothing.
Well, the problem is they'll get them later on.
We ain't got no power. It's just make believe. There's more of us than there is of we donuts.
Look at that chick with the freaking cane. She is priceless, man. She's like Super Kane. Super Kane is in the place.
Murderers! You're protecting murderers! Two-tier scum! Two-tier scum!
It only gets crazier. This is nothing right now. I won't spoil it. Hopefully we got the right camera, because I can't remember exactly the best camera. So for a few minutes they are showing knees, and we got Super Kane that's treating them.
Reg, Preston. Right. Whoever hasn't got a lid on, your bags are locked. What? Go unlock your bag.
Helmets are coming out. They're panicking.
Hold the line. Super Kane is still there, folks.
Don't give them what they want. Stay peaceful. That's what they want. They're loving this. It's on the news in the morning. Love it. Don't have to head out. Stay peaceful.
Good luck.
Look at that. It's crazy. Like, it's in the middle of the afternoon, or maybe like it's by sundown. Like, it's crazy. I love that. And again, you have seen nothing. It's only the build-up. It's coming.
Now, see, the thing is, you think this looks good. The problem, it's kind of like, okay, US, we had something similar, and I fully expect this is going to happen in the UK. They're going to have a January 6th moment. The problem itself, but the moment you do that, you'll have it. The worst thing to ever happen, still to this day, worse than a civil war, is January 6th. Did you know?
Yeah.
So let's play more of that. We are nearby. It's coming.
They ain't letting you through in a month for Sundays, fella. He thinks he can just walk through them.
Get on your fucking knees! Right, left!
For those who can't get it or didn't understood, they scream, "I can't breathe again." This is what both George Floyd said and Henry Nowak.
Off our streets.
Off a street as well, yeah. Oh, you're right. You're right. I was wrong. That British accent, folks, worse than the French Canadian one. They are getting equipped with the stick and the helmet.
I'm going to be honest with you. If people really went full-blown riot, those cops would not stand in jail. Because here's what happens in the U.S. Okay? In the U.S., they immediately riot. You know
Kane
why?
is proud with her cane.
Okay, the reason why people in the U.S. are largely in riot here already, that's in case violence breaks out. Here, they don't know violence will break out.
Got some missiles being thrown now in the form of beer cans, Monster Energy cans.
Did you guys see it? They started throwing stuff.
Because you gotta understand, these cops are not armed with guns. They barely have pepper spray or tasers. So if these people did attack them, they would be over.
We've got glass bottles going as well.
I hate to say it. Works both ways.
Let me know where he is because he was the one that said everyone might be wrong as well. And I was at the head of the pack.
We needed to hear that R word. So I will move along a bit more because things are getting crazier.
Coming over, glass bottles and cans.
Ladies, not letting us throw in their throwing bottles.
Danny's telling everyone not to get nicked. There's still missiles coming over. What an environment to bring a dog out in. Like the dog's gonna what's the dog gonna do? Jump over and start mauling everyone. Stupid, isn't it? Of course it is. Of course it is.
Murderous scum! Murderous scum! Murderous scum!
What's up?
This is history in the making.
Yeah. What's up?
Oh, Debbie was saying hello.
Hi, Debbie. Oh. You alright?
How are you? You alright?
Oh my god, it's Wesley Winter!
So I will move a bit further.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I really appreciate it.
Legend. Oh, please.
Jump that fence.
Say that again.
I don't know
Jumped
if
over the
our
fence to
angle
try
will
to get
catch
away
it,
from it. Yeah, and then
Oh
this
my
house
goodness.
over the other side in the corner.
but I will spoil a little bit because I don't know if this angle will catch it. But basically, at some point, they literally throw bricks at the cops. Bricks.
Yeah, that's the problem. You're gonna have. So what helped the restore, like Tommy Robinson, the restore rally, that the Million Man rally that was in there in the UK about a month or so ago, or what Rupert Lowe was doing, is a lot of the people they're very like UK, but they don't like litter. They don't get themselves arrested. It's like civil disobedience.
Yeah.
But
That's what he does.
the problem is that moment that the radicals start to get into your movement, they become more radical. Like throwing bricks and throwing stuff at cops. Yeah, either one or two things is going to happen. The cops react and start tear gassing you, or you just get them and they're intimidated. Half these people don't come out with helmets or batons, right? Because technically they can only have them out for special occasions. The reason why you see protests in the US, we have riot gear ready, riot officers, because they plan and they know at a certain time of day, the radical, like, that's why, like, you see, like, what was it, Newark, New Jersey, basically, the ICE facilities where they've been locally, like, targeting for like a week or so. Could have been done by now. But they were doing that. The cops immediately knew as soon as sun went down, the Antifa people come out and get violent. Now the cops do the show of force with body armor, but these guys, they're just like, the problem with this is people are giving them ribbing, but I guarantee you there's a couple of extreme people amongst. As soon as they don't get the elections, that's probably what's going to happen. Because it's like in the US, Tea Party people meant well. but they had a lot of nuts amongst them.
Of course. Now let's
Oh
watch
my
it a little
goodness,
bit
that's
more
bad.
because I think
Okay,
we will
wow.
have interesting
Right.
stuff happening very
Wow,
soon.
so this is the house
Maybe
that
it's a
Henry
bit
died
too
at.
soon, but I know it's soon.
Oh, this is awful. So he jumped over the fence here, ended up on the other side there in front of that car. Excuse me, mate. What was that? Yeah.
I can't, guys.
You see this video? He was on the floor here. Then the police dragged him and put him in handcuffs here. Like he's gone missing. Rest in peace, that young man. That could be anyone's child, that could.
Is it the moment? Is it the moment I think it is?
That's tough. That's tough.
Maybe not. Maybe not quite.
They're very symbolic. That's what I'll give them. They're extremely symbolic.
Oh, okay, it's coming. Maybe it's not the right camera, but it's coming.
Looks like they're pushing through.
It's only having a look.
Sorry, bud.
Go me down! Go me down!
Sorry.
He carries the right
I don't know if everyone caught it, but they are throwing freaking garbage bin. This is what they're doing.
Well, see, this is what you see with the ICE protest. See, this is what you see with the ICE protest in the U.S. The Antifa people come out at night. As soon as the sun goes down, you start seeing the Antifa people. Those are the ones that get violent and start throwing things. Unfortunately.
It's
now, I will be
historical
honest,
mystic.
like, the cops are going to do civil disobedience. That's fine. The cops are trying to move through.
Get up! Get up!
They're running them out. They're running them out. They're chasing them with bins. They've got them. They're running them out.
Come on, then, you cunts! Fuck off! Come on, then, you cunts! Oi, run at them! Run at them!
The riot police are getting moved back.
Run, you fucking pussy!
They're running them all back.
Run! Run! Stop and stand! Oh, fast straight! Ah! Come on! Run, pushing! Push on, man! Fucking right there! You should have took me knees!
Only in the UK would you see riot police getting pushed back like this.
You should have took me knees!
Where else you probably be here? Problem is they're anticipating that no one's violent.
Scum! Scum! Scum!
Remember, guys, this is the road where Henry was murdered.
Why you fucking scum?
Up and down, up and down. These police just run up the road.
Yeah, trying to get in the right place with all sorts of missiles. Even the locals are giving them a mouthful. Hey! He just stuck the boot in! One of the residents just stuck the boot in! Oh my goodness! Oh, he's hurt him! Oh, he's hurt him! The police are getting it from the locals. Now they're now being run into a larger group. Here we go. I wonder how long it is till the buttons come out. Look at them, look again.
So now they are regrouping, and I think it's peak entertainment. I will say, considering how the police are being handled and how they are managed and how they deal with what's going on in the UK, it's sad to say, but it's well deserved. You deserve the garbage bin. That's what I think. And in general, I'm a defender of the police. But after seeing what happened with Henry, I cannot defend the UK police. I think you guys are the worst cops on the planet. I'd rather have a corrupt one than one that's basically causing directly someone dying. But I love seeing that. Seeing people being angry and unleashing that rage. It sends a message. You're not doing the things right. This is what it says. Is it too far? Maybe. Maybe it's too far. Maybe. Let's play a bit more of that, and then we will move to the other angle, the other camera. We won't watch as much with the other angle because I think we captured great moments. But let's play a bit more of that now.
Getting run off! They're getting run off! They've just been run down the whole road. That whole road. They've just been run out of that whole road.
So many people living on the streets for over a year now, and we are waking up and the lion is awake.
If you stand this side of me, just in case something comes over, yeah? I don't want you getting hit in the head whatsoever.
And now we're back on the front line and we ain't fucking sick of it. We're back for another summer.
Everyone's got DJI cameras. I'm thinking, is it mine? Is it his? Is it yours? I'm looking around like I can hear the beeping. Yeah. We've got more missiles coming over. Right, yeah.
So I think we get the gist of it. So I will move toward near the end, and then we will move to the other angle, the other camera. So let's.
Look at his head! Look at his head! They're not helping him. They're refusing him help. They're refusing this man help. He's got a gas on his head. They're refusing him help. Yeah. Walk up this way, bub. Yeah. Oh. That's not tear gas, that's a fire extinguisher.
Fire extinguisher.
That's a fire extinguisher. If anyone wants to choke, there's a fire extinguisher being sprayed. What? That was no.
Pure dust.
Adrian, you're covered in powder, mate. That was a fire extinguisher.
Pure dust power extinguisher.
Adrian, we know what tear gas is like, and it's not that. That's definitely a fire extinguisher.
Method of crowd control.
Right in my mouth. Bastards. Absolute bastards. So they've refused that man medical help, even though they've got medics here, and he's got a gouge out the top of his head. And then they spray the public with a fire extinguisher. Got ya. Okay. Oh, mate. Right up my schnoz, right in my mouth. Bastard. Fucking bastard.
Where's that lad gone?
He just walked back up the way. God's sake.
Everyone can start running that way. I'm like, sorry.
Right up my nose, that is. You got a yellow light flashing on your microphone on top there.
Yeah, I don't think it's connected.
Is it not just doing noise cancellation?
Oh yeah, it says yeah.
Just press the power button on it once. That's not the power button, is it? Is that your power button? My power button doesn't look like that. Mine looks like that.
I don't know.
Other side of it.
No, I ain't got one on that side.
Oh, okay, now press it. Press it one more time. That red light on the sides, come on. Stop. That red light.
So, for those that want to see the entire thing, I will leave it in the description below. And now we will move on to the other camera angle, and we will try to capture the garbage thing in maybe the bricks, because we didn't quite see bricks being thrown at the cops. And that's joyful.
Who we met before.
So we will move along because we already have seen lots of that. That angle seems worse. But maybe that's the angle with the brakes. Oh yeah, that's the angle with the brakes.
I know we got time traveling down here. Let anyone down. We're still. Mate, I'm telling you now.
If they do it, mate, they're going to get all.
Mate, them shields ain't going to do fuck all against a crowd this big. Yeah.
Look at all these people. You must be mad. I'm going to watch your video, mate.
Mate, I'd love it, honestly. If they just showed the old Bill that they're a load of nothing.
They are nothing. Look, fuck me.
Again, biggest criminal gang in history, that old Bill are.
Yeah, you're right, Stripe. Yeah.
It's kind of crazy, but I won't lie, this angle is not as good as the other, so maybe we'll move along a bit more to see if we see the garbage again.
Oh! Only you've got the smoke bombs out now. Fucking hell. Yeah. Oh, pepper spray.
They sprayed my brother in the eye.
He's been hit. AJ, you're going to get sprayed, Mush. Get out of there. We need your content. Is that your boy? Nah, I always watch him. I need his content. Tell him to fuck off, right? Oh, that's out the window. Oh, look, there's one smoke bomb in there.
Yeah, watch out here. This geezer's going. This geezer's going, man. This is going to fucking go, bruv. He's going to go. Mate,
won't be long. Wait, they're going to get it. Oh, God. Fucking have it!
That guy there kicking his shit like that.
My mum's down there.
Everybody up on there is the safe one, just let you know. I don't want to go blown up. We're just the recording up here.
Nothing to do with me, officer. Oh, I've got to run out of recording space. Oh, you got this right now.
What do you mean? What?
Right now, mate, my phone's been out of recording and everything.
Plywood. Effing plywood, folks. Effing plywood. Wow. This is crazy.
Oh, you're striking with an E.
Striking with an E?
Yeah, striking with an E, you can, right. Our phone's dead now, it's fucked. Yeah, BJ! Come on, Lano! Alright!
Well, I'm telling you though, if that crowd pushes just a little bit further till they're outside Dequa's house, it's game over for the old Bill, isn't it?
Jake! Oh, Jake, where's my... And we're playing in the starmers. And then he starts in
Will we see other flying garbage bin like previously? I'm wondering.
Yeah, whoever said...
Oh, we got some reinforcements coming up.
Yeah, no, you're going to have to go up this side, you will. Wait there a minute, if you take this for a second.
I mean, if you just
Here you go, just take that.
go in your own little spot, I wouldn't need to.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Now just come here, take that. I'm going up first, quick. There we go, we're up. Let me just quickly plug this in. You coming up? Come on in. You can do it. You're better off coming up this way and I'll grab your hand. But don't go up that way because then you've got to jump this big gap. So we're doing some logistics here to try and get Emma up on here.
So I don't know if we will get to see the garbage bin again.
Leave it.
Yeah, what happened to Mr. Cone Man? Did he go away? When he got cracked on the head and was bleeding. Yeah, well.
No garbage bin. It's almost
Yeah, you might price they do. Yeah. Come on, you can do it. Yeah, this is what Epic said. Hold my legs. Use my legs. Crow, I do have a Discord link and it... Cone Man Strivey.
So I guess this is
Thank you.
over. A bit of a disappointment, the second one. But that was the protest. That was for Henry. That was to tell Keir Starmer, get the F out. People hate Starmer. The UK burns. It's full chaos. The government got what they asked for. The government got what they wanted. Chaos. So, any thoughts on the protest or the Henry Nowak case, Dragon? Dragon. Maybe the dragon fell asleep. So, I will say this. I think it was a very, very sad week for Henry family to relive the trauma, the trauma to lose their son, their brother. It's sad. But it empowered and fueled an uprising within the UK. People were angry. It felt justified. And this is what we got. With that being said, If you have been on the channel for quite some time, you know what we are doing here. We do movie reviews, gaming, and the Saturdays, sometimes the Fridays, we do reaction like this one about different topics. I try my best to be entertaining. Hopefully, I am. And with that being said, thank you everyone that watched. If you want to see the playback, you will have timestamp for everything we covered. And I think that was a great night. And seeing the uprising of the UK like that gave me hope for the future. The future is bright because people are standing up. Will they follow through and vote out the government that use dictatorship alike laws and regulation over there? I don't know. Like, I mean, they arrest people for effing tweets. Will they have enough jail cell for all of these folks that throw garbage bin and that threw rocks and bricks? I don't think so. They will try for sure to jail most of them because this is what the UK does. They hate when people voice their opinion, a little bit like Canada. Now I will ask again, Dragon, are you still with us? Maybe he passed out. Maybe he's feeding the cats. With that being said, see you next Saturday for another reaction. I don't know yet what will be the topic. Maybe the Dragon will choose. Maybe this week we'll have a lot of crazy things happening. If crazy things are happening indeed, this is what we shall cover. And I am Multi-Topic Talk, your host. And again, if you watch the playback, you will have the timestamp. With this, thank you a lot, everyone, and have a great one. Take care. See you soon. Talk to you soon.